right, guys, we're back. We're finally back. Episode 5 of the RC Sports podcast. Now, listen,
Guys,
a little hiatus. But listen, we're back. Renovating a set because actually, if you're watching this from YouTube, you're probably gonna be like, these guys are lying down on a couch. This is not the normal set.
This is low-key comfortable though.
It is comfortable. It is comfortable, but the reason why we're here tonight is because we still wanted to release an episode, and while our set is still being renovated and taken care of, but that you'll be able to see on our little mini episode that we'll be releasing.
Yeah, we're giving you guys a bonus episode. We're gonna film it on Thursday, release it Friday, basically to say thank you for your patience and just thank you for just all your understanding. I feel like I didn't get really much of any messages or anything saying, yo, where's the next podcast? Like, everyone kind of got the message, and everyone was interacting very great.
Yeah, bro, put that podcast away.
No, but everyone was reacting great with all the, obviously we had Andrea and my cousin as analysts, so those videos were doing well. And we put that out for you guys, basically to, keep you guys quiet while we're working on it.
So two things just before we get into both guys' weeks. Guys, our intro might have sounded different. That is because that's from our producer, Ju. A little riff, like he likes to say. I don't know why these musicians get all technical with us, bro.
Just make us a jingle,
solo.
Bro.
It's a fucking solo. But yes, that's going to be on his upcoming album. So if you guys want to hear that or listen and indulge more into Aversano's music and drop past for Aversano's, well, you can listen to his newest album, which will be out at some point when he decides to release it. So yes. Yeah. And the second news, because we didn't have time to announce it, but we announced it during those 2 weeks, was the bringing on of my cousin onto RC Sports.
Well, yeah, we made a post about it.
We made a post, but we didn't
announce
it on the podcast.
So shout out Andrea.
Yeah,
he's live from Austin, Texas.
Live from Austin, Texas. He's grinding away for us, and he's going to be like our analyst on soccer and different sports. So we have both cousins on. It's like a family affair. Once somebody left in the comments, it's like a family affair. But guys,
embodying Texas's, values.
Yeah, exactly. Texas and really getting into the incest
south.
type.
But yeah, guys, thank you. Like I said, it was a bit of back and forth, listen, we can't change the past. We can only move forward in the present. I'm glad we made this decision to film over here. Yeah, it's sick, and thank you guys for
keeping up
for your patience. You're getting 2 episodes this week, episode 5, and then on Friday, episode 5.5.
So you guys are spoiled. So you guys can't complain.
The 2 weeks we missed, we're giving back to you guys.
So
let's get into
everybody's weeks. Listen,
this time you're not gonna forget my week.
Huh?
You're gonna forget.
I'm not gonna forget your week, but I'm gonna start off with Ju as we usually do. Ju, how was your week, buddy?
How was your week, Ju?
My week was pretty good. I went to a soccer game with.
We indulged in MLS soccer.
CF football games.
Yeah, CF football. Yeah, club football. Yeah.
Game with Mike.
How was it?
It was good. I mean, I was expecting more touchdowns, but for a football game, but I guess.
But we indulged in some good MLS soccer.
Yeah.
And also, actually, we went and listened a week before. We also I know this has nothing to do with the week, but I went and watched Ju rehearse with his band.
Yeah.
So that was pretty sick. My eardrums got blown out. But I was there to support my boy Aversano's.
And you held everyone hostage and you're like, subscribe to RC Sports.
Yo, guys, subscribe to RC Sports. I held all his bandmates hostage, so now at least they're listening to this now, but they get a shout out. Biagio, how was your week?
Finally, they ask. Danger. I'm a Toro Campo champion.
Yes.
If you guys know me personally, I basically just wear Toro Campo champion shirts. There's not a single day where I'm not wearing one. We got another one added to the collection, so shout out Toro Campo. This year, I would say the shirt's maybe the budget was low.
It's a bit mid, yeah.
It's a bit mid. It's just blue with yellow, but you know what? We'll take it.
The colors don't blend
well. So shout out CS Elevated. We won we defied the odds. We won the championship, so. Yeah, another shirt added to the collection.
Horrible end the season, but you guys ended up making it.
Yeah. We still scraped by playoffs and we won. For you,
my week basically, I went and watched. Like I was saying, I had it was a really good week, and there was some parts that had some ups and downs. But my Saturday was awesome. I went with Ju to watch the game. I started a new job.
Yes, guys, unemployed Mike is no more.
No more. So
I'm gonna miss unemployed Mike. I'll call him on a Tuesday at 2 p.m.
So I'm back on the grind.
That's it.
Tuesday at 2 p.m. What are you doing?
Unemployed Mike. Yeah, bro. I just woke up.
Shout
out Mike, bro.
And we'll get into why I was a little bit more depressed lower in the podcast. I guess you guys will.
So Mike, congrats on getting a job, bro. I'm gonna miss you being unemployed though.
So thanks. Yeah, that's it. So
Let's get into our
before
first sponsor, guys.
Yeah, before we guess, because we have two new
sponsors,
friends,
and we're growing.
two new friends.
Yes,
but,
and we're growing. I told you guys, big announcements.
yes.
So let's get into the ones you guys all know.
Shop Sante. Okay, Biagio, so your product of the week.
My product of the week, guys, this Sana creamy caramel spread. Shout out Sleep Token. Very good. You put it in like protein shakes and stuff. Only 1 gram of sugar. Not that I'm counting. But yeah, guys, really delicious. I love some caramel. So shout out Shop Sante. Thank you for the product of the week. That's my product of the week.
And my product of the week, guys, is Shop Sante's Fat Burner. This flavor's green apple candy. And it's the sour version. So for people that like sour, well, this is your go-to like shake. I usually take 1 a day, put it in my water, and it burns the extra fat. Obviously, cuts a bit of appetite as well. So shout out to Shop Sante. And I don't know why you're just laughing.
Why are you laughing for real? That's so funny.
Okay, but
okay, but the camera was on him though.
Okay, was it on him the whole time? Okay.
Anyways, guys, I don't know why this guy loves staring at my face. But guys, shout out Shop Sante. Use code RC10 at checkout to get 10% off your order when you order online at Shop Sante. Now let's get into
the weeds of it.
Guys, football. We're gonna start off with my G-men. Obviously, in the time that we were not filming, the Giants went from having like literally no QBs in our quarterback room. We just had Tommy DeVito because Drew Lock went to the Seahawks. We signed J-Mo. That's a W.
Bro, that guy,
that's a W.
That guy's going to be amazing. Whoever you guys end up drafting or end up starting, J-Mo's a good guy to have in the locker room. I love J-Mo.
And then obviously we got Mr. Unlimited. We signed Russell Wilson. So now our QB room is stacked, and this is why I put it in the notes.
I wouldn't say stacked there. Like let's
no.
Let's relax. No. You just said stacked. I wouldn't say stacked.
Okay, let me explain myself.
Explain
I don't
yourself.
mean stacked instead like they're good quarterbacks. I mean in like the QB room is full. We have 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah,
now.
bro. I could also have I could have Kenny Pickett, Tommy DeVito, and Daniel Jones as my quarterback room. I will not call it stacked.
Our QB room is full. What I'm saying is that's what I mean. I'm not saying that they're good.
Always room for improvement.
In terms of quantity, our room is full.
Yes.
So it begs
in terms of quality?
Can I just get to my fucking questions? My question is, guys, I'm going to ask both of you. Does this now mean that the Giants are not going to draft a quarterback? Because we're looking at Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter.
You're right. I listen, realistically speaking, if you guys can get your hands on Travis Hunter, I take Travis Hunter.
That's why I want.
But Tennessee is saying that they might draft Travis Hunter. Sorry. I don't
yeah,
know
obviously, we have the 3rd pick. It's not up to us.
No, exactly. But the point is that now what's a little weird is that we know that Shedeur Sanders' draft stock dropped.
Why?
Because they were saying something like he taps the ball, like it's a timing thing.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this off camera. Yeah.
Well, no, actually, Drew even made a video about it. But he taps the ball before he throws it, which is a timing thing. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks have done it, and a lot of quarterbacks do it.
Quarterbacks do
even in the MLB, sometimes they tap their glove before catching a ball.
And what is that for?
It's like for timing. It's like a psychological thing that we do for time.
Okay, but if it works for him, as long as it doesn't hinder his game.
If it takes too much time, the problem is when you tap the ball. That's the thing. I'm gonna get to his point, which is anyway. Here, if you want to
add something,
yeah, here, add to it because I know what he's gonna say. But here, add to it, Joe.
What I was gonna say is that the problem that scouts had with his tapping the ball is that it lets the defense know when he's gonna throw. So let's say he taps the ball and he's winding up to throw, they're going to know to knock it out.
Okay, thank God he jumped in because I wasn't going to say that.
Yeah, that's it.
I was going to say that it takes too much time.
They're going to know like he's not going to move, he's going to plant to throw, which is going to lead to sacks.
So that's that. But with Shedeur Sanders' draft stock dropping, they were even saying this week, and I was talking to you about it off air, that that he's holding private workouts with the Giants. So now I think it puts Giants fans in a mental blender because you guys don't really know exactly where you're headed.
Yeah.
And I think that most teams, whatever sport it is, whatever major league sport it is, I think most franchises know who they're gonna draft prior. Normally it's not a surprise. I think you guys are really the one. This year is bamboozling. I can't believe I said the word.
Well, I think it's a
bamboozling.
mixture of
But I
two.
think-
It is a mixture of two things. Now that we don't know who we're gonna draft because of our QB room is full,
Yeah.
and second, we're saying all these names, but at the same time, we're third in the draft, so it's not up to us.
It's
if
not up to you
Tennessee
guys.
and Cleveland,
But
it's
okay,
up to them.
Now I'm gonna ask you the question. Put aside their picks. You get the option to draft Shadur Sanders or Travis Hunter. Who are you taking?
Easily Travis Hunter because
Easily?
we have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I say we wait till next year's draft class, and we already have a QB room. Like I can go another year. Listen, I know we're gonna be ass, and I was telling my cousin this on the phone earlier today. I was driving him on the phone with him, and I'm like, "Yo, like I know we're gonna be ass. We're gonna have a negative record. We'll agree on that. But at least we're gonna have some fun. Like JMO's gonna throw some darts to the other team safeties.
but-
like at least we're gonna be 5-12, but it's gonna be fun, bro. I can't even watch when I was watching the Giants. It was horrible. We couldn't even get Daniel Jones just throw screen passes. You know what I mean? Like I'm
but
happy with this.
How long could a friend like that's another thing too. How long could you be a loser for though? Like how long could you be? No. But it's true. But it's really
Bro, it's not up
true.
to me, though.
When's the last time the Giants were really going into a season where you guys were like, you know what, we could actually do some damage this year? How long could you be a losing fan for? To be honest, like like listen.
That's a good point
Win
because
this-
I was gonna say 2022 when we made the playoffs, but
but
we
that
were
was a
not.
fluke.
It was a fluke. We weren't meant to.
Exactly.
Make the playoffs.
That's
Okay.
what I'm saying. So like I get
honestly-
I get your point, and it's a realistic standpoint, and you're standing on it realistically. But the point is that look at, let's say, Montreal. You compare it to Montreal's fan base. Montreal has won 24 Stanley Cups. Okay, if we're converting it to
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
for the last 4 or 5 years, they've been dukes. Except that Stanley Cup run that they had, which was, listen, you know what? If anybody that knows hockey, except these delusional fans, these Habs fans, you know that they shouldn't have been there in the finals. They made it. They shouldn't
Oh
have
no,
been there.
I was watching it as a Habs fan. I agree with you.
That's
yeah.
a COVID cup. But how long do you think Habs fans, Giants fans, I'm trying to think of other fan bases.
Buffalo.
Buffalo fans, but they go into, at least they make the playoffs.
No, actually,
and
you know
our
what?
hopes-
That's a bad point because they're always contenders. Yeah.
They are, but they never win. Like, how long could you be a losing franchise for? In all sports, Buffalo, actually. No, not just baseball. Not just football. Hockey as well. How long could you be a losing fan for? I think at some point you guys have to really flip
But I
the
have
switch.
hope.
If it's not this season, it's the...
listen,
I think...
I have hope because we've won Super Bowls before,
Yeah.
and we've had long periods between Super Bowls. Like we won one in the '90s, and it took us almost 20 years to win another one.
Listen,
So it
it's not,
happens.
it's not all about winning a Super Bowl in a sense, right? Because
Well, no, that's not the next
It's
step. The
very
next
hard.
step is to be a playoff contender. Like, that's baby
it's very
steps.
hard. That I think everybody could agree on. To be a Super Bowl contender, bro, it's one team out of the 32 that are in the NFL. 32, right? 32 teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
32 teams in the NFL. Very hard. Unrealistic. But to be like,
I wanna be
we
a
can
contender,
be a potential
man, yeah.
contender, that's
Like
fun.
even like a Miami Dolphins type thing. Like they're
one of the 3 Florida teams, yeah.
they're ass, right? They're ass.
Yeah.
Or not ass, but like they're not ass, but like
Bah,
they're
they're garbage, bro.
they're expected to make playoffs, right? That's what I want to be right now.
I don't know if they're expected to make playoffs this year.
They are there. Your little paper thing is sticking out.
Yeah. But I don't know if they're expected to make playoffs. But listen,
We're going a bit off topic, but the point is, what do you guys think? Does this mean that the Giants will or will not draft a QB? I'm saying if we have the option, we're not. If it's available, I think we go for Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter. What do you guys?
yeah, honestly speaking though, no, I think you guys should, if you guys have the option, you go for Travis Hunter. No matter
okay.
who's there, if everyone's available, even if you guys were the first overall pick, I go for Travis Hunter. But Biagio, honestly, this season, I could see you guys sliding. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys slide into a playoff spot. I really wouldn't, bro. I really wouldn't.
I love this guy.
I understand, but
Mike,
bro,
I love you, bro.
there's some teams that
can
when
have
they
fun
stick
this
together,
season, bro.
when they go into a season, because they don't have the pressure of the world right now on them. They got better as a team over the offseason. But I think you guys could go get 2-3 other signings, not stars, but guys that are able to play the game play the game to a high level and stand out. Plus your draft picks, bro. I think I'd see you guys sliding into a wild card spot or something. Is that not crazy to say?
Depends. You might go like 8 and 9 and slide in. Depends how those.
It
Hey, yo,
depends.
we
Really depends.
we had a fluke season with Daniel Jones and we did it. That's
Exactly.
what caused that
Imagine
contract.
now, if Russell Wilson
Yeah.
finds form, man, I don't think.
But
I
the
don't
thing
think
is,
it's
though, is
too-
like, bro, our division is stacked, bro.
North picks up.
Yeah.
Take all the playoffs.
First of all, the Eagles alone, forget it. Now we got the Commanders to worry about, and then the Cowboys are always contenders. So
yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Anyway,
We'll
moving
see.
on from the Giants.
As long as we have fun. That ass.
Loser mentality, though.
No, it's not,
It is,
bro.
It is. No,
it
no
was-
winner. No winner says, "Oh, as long as I'm having fun." Who says that as a winner?
No, you need to understand. In the position we're in, there is actually no way we could get worse than we did last season. It was every week was painful to watch.
No, I get that, but
As long as it's like good losing.
as long as you know, as long as you know, like as long as you're not saying, "Oh yeah, let's." As long as we have fun, I'll be happy. You're not gonna be happy as a fan if you go 3 and.
No, I know, but you know what I mean. Like
13
at
this
least
season,
it's like
you know what I mean?
positive results. Like we lose like tight games. Like bro, it happens.
3 and 14 this season, let's say.
Anyways.
But the point, okay. Anyway, listen. Moving on from the Giants, we're gonna move on to something.
Big Blue.
Something that all the neutrals could chime in about.
I'm so happy about this rule. We already made a
I
video
think we're
about
all
it.
happy about this rule.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
overtime rules. I mean, listen, Biagio, here, state the rule and then I'll give my opinion.
So basically, if you guys don't know, well, like the overtime rule, how it works is like, if I score a field goal, you have the chance to come back and score. You can score another field goal and it goes from there. However, in the regular season, if I score a touchdown, game's over. You don't get a chance to score. They only allow the opposition that conceded a touchdown to have another possession to try and tie it, only in the playoffs, which is stupid because why would you not give it in the regular season when you know you need it to get to playoffs?
Listen, not many games get to overtime. Like let's be real.
Yes,
not many games.
obviously, yes.
But if you're a team that's on the fringe and fighting for a wild card spot, that game in overtime means everything.
Oh,
and if it's a
100%.
slight edge to the other team in that
Yeah.
situation, it sucks. I can't get a possession. So then, okay, we're allowing them to score 3 points. In a sense, like they come down, you pass the 50-yard line, you know it's an automatic 3 for the field goal.
Yeah.
And if they get a touchdown, well, the game's over.
Well, perfect example. The Chiefs played the Bucks. It was at the beginning of the season. The Bucks were trying to run down the clock. The Chiefs got a field goal. Baker Mayfield saw that Chiefs won the coin toss in overtime. He knew it was over.
Yeah,
That sucks. You know why? Because they start with the ball, you know you're out. Because if they score a touchdown, it's over. You don't even get a chance to defend
So
it.
how is that fair? And especially, like I said, for a team that's fighting for spots in a season to fight and get to a position where they're in a wild card spot, or like a fringe team I'm talking about. It sucks, man, losing a game that's really out of your control, because that honestly is out of your control. Obviously, during the game, people argue, okay, during the game it's up to you to step it up. You have 4 quarters to win a game. But man, every sport goes to overtime except soccer. Every sport goes to overtime. Well, soccer, I mean, like it's just, only in special exceptions there when you go to like Champions League and stuff like that. But
that's
every sport
considered like playoffs. Like
yeah, but
knockout,
every sport goes to overtime. And everybody has a fair chance in every other sport in overtime.
Yeah.
Everybody has a fair chance.
I don't think it's fair.
How come in football, just one? I love how the lights dim.
Bro, guys, I don't know what's going on. The lights have a mind of its own.
We have,
here.
yeah, no, we have like it's kind of haunted down here. Anyway, I love this, man. You give both teams a chance. You give both teams a chance to score a touchdown and to kind of like play the game out on their own.
Plus, realistically, when it wasn't in the old rules where it wasn't like that in the regular season, like I get it, they're trying to limit the amount of football games, right? Because obviously it takes a toll physically. What's that gonna do, honestly? Like realistically, what do you remove?
Yeah, no.
And especially to make your point, the season had just finished. The Broncos and the Bengals play almost like the Broncos. If they would have won, they would have went to the playoffs. Obviously, like they ended up doing it on the last day, but not there. But when they played the Bengals, they went to overtime. Imagine the Bengals season was over because the Broncos scored a touchdown. It's not fair.
It's not fair. Especially, like I said, since it's out of I'm going to repeat myself again, but it's when it's out of your control and you don't even have a chance to really prove your worth or even give a chance to tie it up or whatever. I think
it's not
sucks.
fair.
Jude, do you want to chime in on this or no? Okay.
Just seeing Baker Mayfield's face on that coin toss just shows everything you know.
Yeah.
But anyways,
so I think we all agree on this. I think most fans, like I'd say 80. I'm like,
I don't even
fairly
think
could
it
say
changes that much.
90%.
It's just that off chance that it goes to overtime.
No,
That's
no.
it.
But what I'm saying is, I think like 90 to 95% of fans agree with this rule.
Agree, and I think everyone can agree upon that. We're all saying the same thing. Okay, it's about time they add it.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, moving on.
right.
A little quote this week
From Justin
from
Fields.
Justin Fields, an ex-Steeler and an ex-Bear. Fields did not like getting benched with the Steelers and the uncertainty of his job in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, because when you had Russell Wilson and Justin Fields together, it's like, okay, which one's playing?
Yeah.
Because you had the experience of Russell Wilson, but the youth of Fields.
There, I'm going to be honest, I agree with him. Because you know what? When they started off the season, when Russell Wilson was hurt and they played with Fields as their starting quarterback, Bro, he was low-key cooking.
He was. And
They were hesitating. Bro, they were looking for the slightest mistake
to have an excuse to say,
excuse to say, okay, no, we have to put in Russ.
Yeah, that's not fair.
It sucks, bro. And when you're playing with because his first seasons with the Bears, that's on him. There was literally nobody in the quarterback room other than I think who's that guy? His name is blanking out. Anyway, Mitch Trubisky. I think Mitch Trubisky was there. Was he there both years, or then he went to the
last year.
Anyway, he was there. I mean, you're not really pressured on the in terms of quarterbacks, but when you have Russ breathing down your neck, pause. When you have Russ breathing down your neck and the head coach as well, looking for any stupid mistake that you make,
Sucks.
it sucks. Like, you can't play a game free flowing because you're like, well, if I screw up here,
They're gonna bring in.
Russell Wilson. So I can't make risky plays. I can't play with my head spinzerato in the, like we say in Italian, stress free.
But I've seen games where it's weird.
Like that's the dumbest shit. I know what you're gonna talk about, but yeah, go.
No, but it was like I remember I was watching a Thursday night primetime game, and for some reason they kept switching between.
Because bro, when they need a QB, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen, bro.
But you could do that, no? You're allowed.
Yeah, you're allowed, but bro, it's so dumb. Bro, they knew that because what they would do is that Russell Wilson obviously doesn't run as fast as Fields, right?
Yeah,
he's not as athletic
not,
as Fields. But bro, when they needed a QB run or like an option to run with the quarterback, bro, they throw him in.
Fields, and then after,
and then they bring back Russ. So it's like, okay, when we need a QB run, we're gonna put him in. So most teams knew exactly what was happening. So he's playing as like a second running back out there, bro.
Are you serious?
I found that fucking stupid. I really
that is really dumb.
I found that dumb. But yeah, so I mean, good luck to Fields. He's gonna be
okay, bro, we're not gonna. Let's just keep this podcast flowing, guys. You're listening to this. My cousin loves to stare at me during the podcast because we did so many cuts last episode. Let's just keep it rolling. This guy's weird.
But yeah. So good luck to Fields, honestly, with the Jets.
I think he's gonna do well with the Jets.
And I mean, he has no pressure now. He has a bit of pressure, saying like you're going into like the fourth year of your career.
Yeah. Well, we all have players in all sports that have no correlation to our team, but we just have like a liking to them.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
You can't hate Justin Fields.
That's what I love about Justin Fields, and I wanted him to come to the Giants, but
I can hate Zach Wilson, but I don't hate Justin Fields. You know what I mean? Like,
you hate on Zach Wilson?
I don't like him, but he's a cocky.
He's
so
a MILF
cocky.
hunter.
He's the MILF hunter, but he's cocky. Talking about another quarterback.
Talk about the other side of the spectrum. Old
age, bro. This guy needs to head up to the retirement home. So
Joe Flacco's coming back going back to the Browns, 1 year deal. But guys,
$4 million and up to $13 million with incentives.
That's crazy, guys. If you didn't know this, by the way, the only reason why not last season, the year before, the Browns made the playoffs because of Joe Flacco. So shout out Flacco. Maybe he'll do something.
Yeah, but like now they have their quarterback room is Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, and massage table Deshaun Watson. So like,
hey, 2 out of the 3 quarterbacks are Super Bowl winners.
That guy might be the dumbest guy I've ever seen, bro.
Who?
Had you seen what he did?
Massage table guy.
Yeah, yeah. Not because of that. Well, yes, because of that.
Yeah, we don't condone that.
Yes, because of that. But also because of, that they were saying that because he tore his Achilles at the end of the season, right?
A couple games before.
Yeah, but he tore it again, right? He had torn it again.
Yeah.
Because he was training. What happened was that he went on a road trip with his wife. And
he has a wife.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Okay, so he's getting like rub and tugs on the low.
Yeah, I mean, the guy wants to be satisfied on all ends of the spectrum. But look, he went on a road trip with his wife. This is like a couple months back. He went on a road trip with his wife, and his wife posts a TikTok, like dancing together to like some emotional music, like at the back of the truck, whatever. And bro, they see that he's not wearing his boot, which they put in his contract. Like, you have to wear your boot. You retore your Achilles, wear your boot. Because or else it's gonna be like you're going against the contract. Like it's like as if you break your leg. You're playing for a professional sports team. You break your leg, but 3 weeks later they see you skiing on slopes. Like you're like, okay, bro, what are you doing? Like
Does that mean that they're scared that he's like faking it or something?
No, not that he's faking it, but bro, you're not helping yourself through your rehab. You're walking around without a boot. Like you're kind of like shitting on the franchise that's paying you as an employee. Plus that he has the most guaranteed money in all the NFL.
Oh, for real?
Well, yeah, his contract was one of the biggest contracts in all NFL history. So I mean, like, bro, it's like you're spitting in the face of the owner that's paying you.
Yeah.
Especially that you retort twice, and that you're supposed to be the franchise savior in a sense. Anyway, to wrap up football
Well,
news.
wrapping it up on a sad note, I already made a post about it, but
Yeah. Kyron Lacey, dead at 24 years old.
Rest in peace,
LSU wide receiver.
or former LSU. He was in like everyone was, because I was doing a bit of research on it. He's not technically. This is not technically NFL news because, and it's not college football news
No,
either.
just football news.
He's
in
kind
general,
of in. He at that point before he passed away. He was in that middle ground of he obviously declared to be in the draft, but he wasn't like gonna be drafted yet. He was like in between college and NFL. But anyways, just to explain quickly,
police chase. There was a police chase.
like
He was getting.
I know it's because at first I'm like, oh, he passed away, bro. I'm like, oh fuck, maybe he was going through something.
No, but he was getting chased by the police. I don't know for what reason. He crashed
I
his
can
car.
think of it.
He crashed his car. That's crazy. Like, guys are like, he crashed his car.
Because at first I felt bad. I still feel bad, obviously. But then after he's like, then you're like, okay, Biagio, so he got chased by the police.
He was getting chased. Yeah, let me say the story. So he was getting chased by the police. The police.
police.
The police crashed the car and then shot himself.
It's not funny. He's laughing. I'm
not
not
funny.
laughing, bro.
It's not funny. Yo, guys, lock
Bro,
the fuck
first
in,
George
bro.
Foreman and
Lock
now this,
in.
bro.
Yo, lock in, guys. Lock in. Seriously. So he shot himself.
It's because I felt bad that he died. And then he starts the
I'm
story saying, but
honestly,
he was chased by the
I'm
cops.
honestly just laughing because this is like ridiculous that we're all giggling.
It's because when I asked you, I'm like, it sucks that he died. Then you start off the story with saying he got chased by the cops. I'm like, okay, like.
Anyway, and then he shot himself once the cops. They found out. I think they released it today that he had shot himself when when he got caught. Anyway, so moving on, guys. We're not, like I said.
Let's get off this topic, please. Bro, guys, may he rest in peace. I don't know why my producer
This
drew,
is
bro.
crazy, bro.
Anyways,
This is really crazy. Okay,
All
guys, talking about our sponsors. This was big news for us in the
I'm so
last
happy.
week.
I don't know if you guys can kind of see. I tried to like spread it out evenly on
But
the
this
couch.
is just one of the things they've done for us. Fana hooked us up and has now become one of our sponsors and our partners.
Shout out Mooch.
Shout out Mucharones. He knows who he is. Works at Fana. Takes care of you extremely well. He took care of us like as if we were brothers. It was crazy. So they take
Even
care of
offered
us.
me a coffee when I went to go pick up the merch.
Offered us coffees. They
Shout
take
out
care of
Mooch.
everything. Guys, Fana provides you with merch. They can provide you with soccer team equipment, football team, whatever it is. Any equipment you need in terms of merchandise and clothing, they can do it for you. They can also set up a Shopify for you so that you guys can eventually sell merch depending which type of company you are or whatever it is. But they can set that
Yeah.
up for you. They even set us up this nice
Yeah,
banner.
nice
with
little
our
banner.
sponsors.
Guys, if you have like a beer league team, a Sunday
Yeah.
league team, any sports,
It's awesome. They offer good prices.
and the quality.
Is
Mike,
insane,
I'm not
guys.
wearing the hoodie because it's
Well,
over there,
it's
but
the same quality, but a t-shirt. This is the hoodie.
super
This is just
super
one of them.
comfortable.
They hooked us up super
yeah,
well.
yeah, shirts, crew necks. They
And
got
guys,
everything. A beautiful banner.
When you hit up Fana, if ever you do, you can use one of our codes for a discount. We haven't set that up yet. We're gonna put it in the comments
Yeah.
or whatever.
We'll
That'll
figure it
be
out.
at
But
some
also, if
point.
you do go there, tell us. Say that RC Sports Talk sent you.
And go see Mooch.
Yeah,
Go see
and this
Mooch.
is obviously specific to our Montreal viewers because that's where we're based in. So if you're from Montreal, check out Fana.
Even if you're from just in Canada or even the United States.
Well, yeah,
anywhere,
I'm pretty sure you
anywhere.
could contact.
They have a site.
They have a site.
so-
You could contact them. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if you will go see them in person, it's in Montreal.
Yeah.
And they're in like an industrial area. But I have to say the store, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and it's
Beautiful.
good
A
quality
memorabilia. It's really, really nice. So shout out Mooch, shout out Fana for
Thank you once
the
again for
partnership.
everything. They hook us up, so we
Yeah,
really,
guys.
really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to Fana. Shout out Fana.
Fana.
Moving on, moving on from Fana, the MLB.
May baseball, Vladdy.
Now we have some news to talk about, guys. The season started. All you MLB fans, I know we haven't spoken much about the season.
We're
and
talking
this
now,
and that,
guys.
but
Now I don't want to
we're
hear no
officially talking.
complaints, huh?
No,
Because
no
now
complaints.
baseball's
Now we
back.
have a
We're talking
packed
about it.
segment for the MLB.
So
you
let's
guys
start
can
off,
complain.
Mike. Vladimir, what is his name?
Vladdy
Vladimir Guerrero signs an extension. This is not like a signing. It's an extension of his contract, 14 years, $500 million. This is insane, by the way. When his contract expires, so obviously this one's going to expire. This one will automatically renew from 2026 to 2039. When this expires, he'll be 40 years old. And you told me off camera that this guy's already overweight. How is he going to play at 40 years old? Let's
So
be
I
real.
was looking at this from like a realistic perspective, right? From a realistic, like a realistic perspective, and yeah. Oh, is all good? All good? Okay.
I love how these lights have a mind of their own. Okay, it's okay. Do what you want. Go.
Yeah. So Vladdy hit 30 home runs last season. Okay. Aaron Judge hit 58 home runs last season. Okay. Vladdy
Yeah.
hit 30. I'm not just comparing. Obviously, you guys are gonna be like, yeah, bro, you're gonna compare home run for home run. No. I'm comparing what one player brings to a team and what another does. Vladdy's a first baseman and sometimes a third. And Aaron Judge, an outfielder, okay?
Can I just add
Yeah.
the stat to add to your point? You can rip him.
Yeah.
Because I know you want to rip him. So Aaron Judge, by the way, is currently on a 9-year contract, $360 million. Vladdy, when his contract starts, 500 million for 14 years. If you compare it per year, yes, they're paying Vladdy 5 million cheaper. However, if you look at it in total, they're paying Aaron Judge $140 million less. And you're
For prime years.
Exactly. And
What's
we
important
looked at
to
his
note
stats.
here- yeah.
Judge's stats are fantastic.
Yeah. He's-
Phenomenal.
Obviously, you can't compare position by position because.
Yeah, you gotta take it with a grain of salt, but you make a good
But
point. I
my
say you make
point
a
is
good point.
that for what Aaron Judge, and obviously Aaron Judge made it very clear that he wanted to stay in New York, but for what Aaron Judge brings to his team compared to what Vladdy brings to the Jays, I don't think this is even a debate. No matter
He's
what,
overpaid?
even if you put it per season,
He's overpaid.
even if he's overpaid, bro.
Overpaid.
He's overpaid. And who's gonna want a 40-year-old Vladdy on their team? This guy is not the fastest guy. Okay, he hits. He has hits. Home runs, 30 home runs. Are we counting that as superstar numbers? I don't know, bro. I don't know if I'm counting that as superstar numbers.
Yeah, we looked through
But all
his
I'm
last
saying
couple
is that
seasons, yeah.
when you're paid that much, I'm going to compare you to the big players. And when I'm looking at comparing you to the big players, Aaron Judge takes the cake.
Well,
Automatically.
I think they offered him that big contract because they don't want him to leave. They wanted him to stay in Toronto.
I get that.
You know
But, bro,
that.
at some point, you know what? I weigh my pluses and my minuses. The Jays are in a playoff spot right now. I don't know if they're going to be in a playoff spot all season, but the Jays are in a playoff spot right now. They're one of those fringe teams. I would have taken that chance. You want to walk, bro? Walk. Walk. I'll find another first baseman with like 25 home runs that's a bit more athletic that I could sign for a lot less expensive. Yeah, I'll
That's
do
a
that.
good point. That's a good point.
He's not a game-changing player. I don't think he's a game-changing player.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
We're gonna clip that.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is not a game-changing player, and I'm a Jays fan. For me, he's not a game-changing player. But to continue with him,
He says that
he's-
while wearing the Dodgers cap.
yeah, exactly. No, I like him because of the colors. Okay, but
That's so cute.
but as he signed this contract, he also hopes that Bo Bichette resigns, which I think Bo Bichette's a good player. I'd like Bo Bichette back on the Jays. So hopefully Bo decides to resign. His dad's in the organization as well. So yeah, that's our Jays talk.
Yeah, that's you went on a rant there.
No, because bro,
I respect it, though. No, you make good
because
points. We
what?
spoke about it
The
off
thing
camera,
is
but you make
that,
a good
yeah,
point.
you could compare Wink, yeah. You could compare him. You could compare him to let's compare him to a first baseman that gets 20 home runs. Yeah, I could compare him to that. But bro, you have a $500 million contract. Like no matter what, I'm gonna compare you to the top dogs. And if you're not top dog worthy, in my opinion, no. And the year before that, mind you, the year before that, he had 30 home runs this year. The year before that, 26. It's not like he's putting up stellar numbers. And I think he
Yeah.
was hurt a bit the year before that, so take that with a grain of salt. But still, 26 home runs to 30. Like, come on. I don't know what we're doing here. I think they should have really pushed all their eggs and tried to get Soto and pay.
Yeah, okay, that's a lot though.
Yeah, but he's a game changer.
Soto's getting paid what, like 800, I think.
Yeah, but you're gonna pay. Yeah, but he's signed basically for life with the Mets.
No,
And,
but I realistically though, when Soto we didn't know if he was gonna sign his contract with the Yankees. Realistically, we knew that he was gonna stay in with New York.
well,
he
yeah,
wasn't gonna
'cause
go
he
to
was
the
in
Blue
talks.
Jays.
He was in talks.
With Blue Jays.
Huh?
No.
No. Well, yes, at some point he was in talks with the Blue Jays. He
Oh, okay,
was.
so the Blue Jays had the actual. There was a realistic chance that they would have signed him.
Yeah, and like, look, $765 million
Yeah.
contract for yeah. You guys are gonna call me 50. Okay, so look, you want to compare him to Juan Soto's 15-year, $765 million contract. Yeah,
Okay.
you're paying him $265 million more.
But what are his stats? What is Soto giving you that Vladdy's
So
not?
now let me look up his stats. I'll tell you right now.
I
Last
tell
year
you now.
he had 41 home runs, 109 RBIs, and 128 runs. You have to look at what he brings to the game. And I think Juan Soto brings a lot more to the game than Vladdy does.
Easily. He's in better shape.
Vladdy is literally, the numbers of his contract are literally in Shohei Ohtani numbers, like, as well. Like,
Yeah.
it's all around that range, which is crazy to me. Like, I would never compare Vladdy to Shohei
Well,
Ohtani.
Vladdy, you could say he's in his prime, right? He's 26 years old. He's in his prime right now.
40 years old, bro. He's going to be 40 years old by the end of this contract. Anyway.
But who knows if he'll even be able to play at that age?
He won't, bro. By the age of 35, this guy's going to be, like, rolling on a wheelchair, bro. Like, going like
Yeah,
this, bro. to get
and
to
he'll
first
still
base.
have 5 years left on his contract.
Like, he's
The
a
J,
fatso.
but listen, with this, it's clearly evident the Jays have locked him down for life.
Yeah, because
They want him to be their franchise player.
They want him to
It's
be the face of
clearly
the
evident.
franchise.
But we'll
Moving
move
on to big news, which was big news 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
But
well, we spoke about it. Andrea spoke about it, but now I'm gonna ask you your opinion. The New York Yankees, if you didn't know, basically found a loophole in the rule book. They manufactured their own bats. They sent it out to be approved by MLB, and as long as it fits the rule, I'm gonna cut straight to the chase. Everyone that's saying they're cheating, you guys are a bunch of babies. They broke their head and they found a loophole, the perfect dimensions. They met all the requirements. Yes, it's a modified bat, but it meets the requirements of the rules. And there was a bunch of people debating in the comments on that clip about how the Yankees are cheating. I don't think they're cheating.
They're not.
Obviously, not every team
They're
in the
not
MLB is going to go out and make their own bats. I get it. It's a long process. They made a different bat. As long as they respected the rules, the only way you fix this as MLB is by changing the rules or changing the requirements. That's up to you. In my opinion, the Yankees, they found a loophole. Nothing wrong. They play by the rules.
I don't think they're cheating at all. That's my opinion as well.
But
If you're playing within the parameters of the game
yeah,
and it's allowed, how is that cheating?
it goes back. Literally
Every
goes back
team-
to that. It's allowed. It's legal. Everything they did was legal.
Every team could have done it, bro.
Yeah.
Every team could have done it.
The only
If they
thing that
found
the people found sketches that they didn't really announce it. They just kind of put it in.
well,
the
yeah.
game.
Why would I announce it though? If I have some innovating shit, why would I announce
No,
it?
but I'm saying like they didn't even announce it before the game. They just stepped onto the field. Everyone's like, "Yo, what are
That's
those bats?"
aura, bro. That is a lot of
Yeah.
aura. But bro, listen to this, okay? So listen to this is
Always
the guy
about
that
aura.
listen. This guy, yeah, it's all about the aura. This is the guy. So look, the 48-year-old, okay, the 48. His name is his last name is Lenhart. Okay, this is the guy that innovated the bats. Okay, listen to how like astonishing his career is. Okay, this is the
Okay.
guy that invented the torpedo bat. Earned a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from the University of Michigan and a doctorate in physics from MIT.
God
During
damn.
his time at that latter, he was part of a NASA-funded research study in which scientists cooled the sodium gas to the lowest temperature ever recorded. And then he became a physics professor at the University of Michigan from 2007 to 2014. So they didn't grab like a little bum off the street, Joe, hey, come, let's manufacture some bats, bro. They didn't grab just a bum, bro.
Let's
This guy-
craft some
yeah,
wood.
Like, yeah, bro, come here, bring us some bats, bro, something extra dimensional, and we're gonna get some more home runs.
Make it bigger.
Make it much bigger. No, they didn't get a guy like that, bro. They got a 48 years old physician to get this shit done.
I don't think that's
What?
a physician's like a doctor. Physician's a doctor.
He is technically a doctor, guys. He has a doctorate
Okay.
in physics.
No, but
Doctorate in physics.
it's a physicist.
A physicist. He's probably a physicist. Okay, man. A physicist. Okay, a 48-year-old physicist. But
A
they went
physician.
out the box. They went outside of the box, and basically that's what's winning them a lot of games.
But
man.
you know what?
Putting
They-
up 50
high
runs
ri-
a game.
They went that extra mile, and that's what it is.
Well, good for them, man.
and bro, instead
I
of
respect the
and instead
Yankees.
of complaining, why don't the other MLB teams just do
Nah,
that?
because they're complaining because they're like, well, we don't even have time to manufacture these things because it takes a full season to get enough bats and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Well, I heard their option now, the MLB, which is
so
most
touchy.
likely gonna most likely what's gonna happen. The MLB is just gonna let it ride out. They're just gonna let the season go, and then they'll definitely change the rules at the end of this for next season.
But then he also even worked. It says here he even worked for some other baseball teams like in college and whatever. But good for him, man. And
Hey,
honestly,
don't
good for the
hate, don't hate
Yankees.
the player, hate the game.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
you
they
can't hate
play
on
by
them.
the rules. That's what it is.
No, good for him.
Let's-
Also,
let's
going on back to Judge.
Yeah.
This is quick news. Judge was named the captain for the World Baseball Classic. I like that. It's a little. I like that touch of like best on best baseball in the summertime. Well, like before basically the season starts. Obviously, some guys have had some like injuries. Who was it? I can't even remember his name, but there was a player. The closer for the the closer for the Mets, Edwin Diaz, had a career-ending injury in the World Baseball Classic a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago, if I can remember. Not a career-ending injury, but a season-ending injury that season. So yeah, it sucks. But guys are playing for their country, and I like that touch. And Aaron Judge is. I think Aaron Judge is a glorified. I think Aaron Judge is like the symbol of a captain and what it takes to be a captain.
Another reason why he's better than Vladdy and why Vladdy's overpaid.
Exactly.
Just to bring that back.
There you go.
And I'm going to cap off the baseball by saying the Atlanta Braves, what a fall off. We're doing a bit of research before, obviously. Braves were second in the National League East last season. They lost in the wild card
round. And they were
round.
the 2021 World Series winners. Remember that too.
Yeah, well, that's a bit far. Let's just go off last season. But to get to our point, they were flying. They made the playoffs. They got knocked out in the wild card. Yeah, it sucks. And now they're starting off their season 4-11. So it's kind of like they're starting to slowly dip. Anything you want to add on that? It's still early, but 4-11 is a horrible start.
But listen, man, 4-11.
They're last in their division.
Yeah, there's some ways to go. Hopefully they get to turn it around. I don't like Atlanta, so actually I don't hope they turn it around. I just find they're one of those fan bases that not those fan bases, one of those teams that you just hate.
Yeah.
For no particular reason, you just hate them. But anyway, so
I just want to throw in a fun fact, by the way. The Atlanta Braves actually were 4 different cities. They started off in Boston, they moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and then after Atlanta.
Anyway,
so I just wanted to throw in a fun fact. They moved several times.
Yeah,
and now they're the Atlanta Braves. Fun facts with Biagio. All right, guys, let's move on to basketball. I don't know. I said it like that. I don't know. Well, let's start off with the
Florida Gators.
Yeah, the Florida Gators. Shout out Florida Gators. Congratulations. They won March Madness, meaning that our Duke prediction fell out.
They lost 70-67 to the Houston Cougars.
Hey, you know what? They lost in the Final Four, which is the semifinal.
Yeah.
So they were 1 game away from it, so it wasn't that far off.
Montreal represent also in the finals for the Florida Gators.
Why is Montreal?
one of the tallest people on earth, actually.
Oh, you know,
Florida Gators.
Isn't that the guy you knew from high school?
Well, not that I know him from high school, but I remember seeing him in the corridors in high school because, bro, this guy was in Sec 1, I was in Sec 4, and he was towering over everyone. Bro, he was like 6'5" in Sec 1, which is crazy.
This guy's gonna have some health
shout out
issues.
Shout out Vianney and shout out the island of Montreal because that's our Montreal representative. He did not get a single minute of playing time in the whole tournament.
Why?
Because he's ass, but
they just signed him because he's tall.
Yeah, I guess he's Dukes, bro. He's Dukes compared to the other guys, but look, anyway, shout out Montreal. He's putting us on the map. And again,
shout out the Gators for winning the NCAA March Madness. Hopefully, we wish you all the best of luck in your brackets. We all knew that a lot of them fell out after round
obviously.
1.
There wasn't that many upsets this year, but there's obviously still upsets.
Everyone was saying it was boring because it was all the top teams, but I mean, when you're a top team, what do you expect?
But you know what, though? I love how every year people are like, oh, these upsets. And then the year there's no upsets, they're like,
oh, but there's no upsets.
But there's no upsets.
Everyone's always mad.
Nobody's ever happy.
I just enjoy the basketball. My God. Yeah.
For crying out loud.
Yeah, at least the players play, not like Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
exactly. Oh my God. This is not in the notes, but I just want to add it. I forgot the guy's name, but there was this basketball player that was drafted in 2018. Embiid was drafted in 2014. He's played more games than Embiid with 4 years less.
No, that's sad. That's not even funny.
And not by a lot. And by a lot. Joel Embiid was 417, something like that. This guy played 562 games since he's been drafted.
Oh yeah, 562.
Bro, you know how crazy that is. And he has four years ahead of him.
Does that not say how embarrassing it is? Yeah. And yet this guy is one of the top dogs in the league, bro.
Yeah. We're not going to spend too much time. I just wanted to add that.
Embarrassing.
But going to the NBA. Yesterday officially NBA season is over. We have the teams that got a bye, the teams that are into the regular playoffs, and we're going to talk about the play-in matches, and I'm going to ask you your opinion on it. So Western play-in matches, we got the Golden State Warriors versus the Memphis Grizzlies, and then the Sacramento Kings versus the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas Mavericks, by the way, in the play-in position. We're talking about the finalists last year. What do you think?
No, they had a fall off. But guys, I'm just going to explain to you quick how the play-in tournament works. So, what is it? It's the 7 and 8 seed that play off, right? 7 and 8?
Yeah, 7 and 8 seed and 9 and 10 seed.
So that's it. So basically how it works in the play-in tournament, it's like a new format they've had for the last couple seasons, for the last 2 seasons, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's fairly new, yeah.
So there's a matchup between the 7th,
7th and the 8th.
Yeah, 7th and the 8th seed, and a matchup between the 9th and the 10th seed. The winner of the matchup from the 7th and the 9th, the 7 and the 8th seed automatically moves into the playoffs. So they get a bye right into not a bye, but they
go into the next round.
They go into the next round, and they could officially be part of the actual playoffs.
Yeah.
within the 9th and 10th seed game, the loser gets automatically eliminated, but the winner gets to play the loser of the 7th and the 8th seed game.
It's cool because if you're
So in this case, let's say, just run it down. So,
so
it's
like the Warriors and Grizzlies, when they play, what I like about it, let's say the Grizzlies lose, they get a
Warriors,
second chance.
Yeah, Warriors being the 7th seed.
Warriors will go through. Grizzlies will get a second chance to stay alive by playing the winner of the Kings and the Mavericks.
You know what's crazy? Yesterday, the Warriors played off against the Clippers to fight off for the last spot in the playoffs.
And obviously
So it was a
Warriors-
playoff intensity game. They went to
Yeah.
double overtime, if I'm not mistaken. But that was a
obviously
crazy
the
game. I
Warriors
tuned
are
in a
now
bit.
in.
Yeah, the Warriors got in. So the Warriors are playing off against the Memphis Grizzlies. My opinion, I say the Warriors go through. I don't think it's even close. What
Yeah.
do you say? Warriors?
Yeah, I'm going to go Warriors and I'm going to go Mavericks. Even though they had a fall off, I'm going to go Mavericks over the Kings.
Yeah, I could agree with you.
Meaning that it would be go down to Grizzlies versus Mavericks for that second chance. And I'll say Grizzlies take it.
Oh,
So I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna say
go-
the Mavericks take it.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to say Warriors or Grizzlies go on to the next round. And then for the Eastern Conference, it's going to be the Orlando Magic versus Atlanta Hawks and the
Orlando
Chicago
Magic.
Bulls
Orlando
versus the
Magic.
Miami Heat. There I'm going to go Magic over Hawks. And I'm going to say Heat over the Bulls, meaning that it would be the Hawks versus the Heat in that second chance game. And I'm actually going to say Heat. So I'm going to go Magic
I
and Heat
agree
to go
with
through.
you. I agree with you. I'm gonna say the Orlando Magic take it over the Hawks,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna say that the Bulls take it over the
The Heat.
and
then
that
when
the
they-
Bulls beat the Hawks.
So you're going to say... So we both agree on Magic. You say Bulls go through. I say Heat.
Yeah. So basically, in the Western Conference, in our play-in, I have the Warriors and the Mavericks making it through, and Biagio
I
has
got the Warriors and Grizzlies. And
Yeah.
then for Eastern, I got Magic and Heat. You got...
Magic and Bulls.
So we'll see.
So we'll see how that plays out.
see
We'll see how that plays out. But yesterday, it was a
By the way,
crazy.
the play-in, is it a best of 7?
Sorry.
It's a best of 7, right?
No, it's a one game. They play one game.
Oh, it's
I
only
just
one
said
game,
the
okay.
play. I just explained it.
No, but...
I literally just explained it.
Oh,
man.
okay, it is a one-off game. Sorry. I thought it was...
Well, one-off game, not for the loser there of the 7th and 8th seed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, basically that's it. But yesterday was a crazy
I don't
game
know
because I
why.
did
I
tune
thought it was
into
a
it
best of
before
7.
going to hockey. I did tune into it. The Warriors and Clippers game was crazy. It was back and forth. Kawhi Leonard, I haven't seen Kawhi Leonard play like that in a while, especially how he's always like out and injured. He's one of the guys that we ranted on like a while back. And even James Harden is finding his stride. So good for the Clippers, man, because they've been on like a downtrend like in the last couple of years with Paul
Well,
George.
I mean,
and
now
all
they're
that.
not in the playoffs, no?
No, they are. They won yesterday. That's why they're in the playoffs.
Oh, and then the Warriors got to play their little play-in.
Exactly. So good for the Clippers, and hopefully,
Well, it's like it's not the end of the world for the Warriors. They still have a chance.
No, they still have a
and
chance.
if they lose, they have another chance.
yeah.
So it's not bad.
So hopefully,
but
the Warriors
obviously,
make it
you'd
through.
want to get directly into the playoffs.
But hopefully, the Warriors
Yeah.
make it through as well. To
Capping
cap
off,
off
basketball.
To cap off basketball, Bronny James got his first start. He's obviously played with the team already, but as a sub in,
but now he's finally starting.
he's got his first start.
4 points in 38 minutes, though. Not that good.
Not that good, and I was looking like even his defensive stats weren't great. Like I think I'd have to
Yeah.
pull him up there, but his defensive stats weren't great. But listen, we all know why he's there. But I love that he continues to be perseverant and like he blocks out the hate because there is a lot of noise when you're gonna be somebody's son, like when you're gonna be LeBron.
I mean,
James'
stop
son.
putting so much pressure on that guy. Like, bro, he's obviously not going to be as good as his dad. Like, let's be real.
No, obviously, but it's because I think it's just that people don't like the preferential treatment that he's getting, and he is getting preferential treatment. Anybody that says otherwise is capping.
Whatever.
It's straight cap.
Let the guy be, bro.
Yeah, no, we'll let him be, but hopefully,
Trust me, anyone would love to switch spots
I-
with his life, bro. Let's be real.
Yeah, oh my god,
Okay.
I'd love LeBron as my dad.
That's crazy.
I have LeBron
Yeah,
James.
Vinny Eddie.
Savannah James as his wife, bro. My mom is Savannah James. Anyway, okay,
Bro, that's straight incest, bro. I don't know what you're saying, but
No.
if you're Bronny James, you're
okay, but I'm looking at it from an outside perspective.
Yeah, so you're not as Bronny James.
Not as Bronny James, but in Bronny James's household.
Okay, you just want to be in their house. You don't want to be the
Yeah,
son.
no, exactly.
So it's not incest.
No, no, exactly. No, we.
Why are we
condone
talking about
incest.
this? Anyways,
Anyway,
that's a cap off basketball.
always before the ads too.
Yeah, it's always the worst. For real. All right, this is our last sponsor for this episode. Shout out Salvatore Pizza. When you think of American sports, I love pizza. I love eating.
They even have
honestly.
wings, eh?
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. But you guys know I love eating. So What better way to watch American sports or just any sports in general than stuffing your face with delicious food like pizza from Salvatore? Like he said, they have chicken wings as well. They have a nice spread, and we're gonna give back to you guys. Okay, usually we just like to say thank you for sponsoring Salvatore. Thank you for sponsoring, but we're giving back to you guys. We're giving away a $100 Salvatore gift card
Each month.
each month to a lucky winner. So stay tuned. That's why I always listen to the podcast. We're going to make a post about it. But we're going to give away a $100 Salvatore gift card. Events that come to mind. NFL draft coming up in a couple weeks. Get a nice round of pizzas and chicken wings for you and your boys while you watch the draft.
Salvatore has great prices. So, I mean, with $100
especially in this economy.
With $100, man, you can make do. And I mean, like, you could order for a large family event. Obviously, I mean, listen, if you're inviting 36 people over, like, obviously you're going to have to put in a couple of dollars. But with $100, you can get a lot of good food
you
from
can get
Salvatore.
good. Like I said, NFL drafts coming up. You can watch that. NBA playoffs. You can have a nice night, nice pizza, chicken wings.
Salvatore.
And I've had Salvatore with my cousin. Very, very good. What I like about their options, they got the different flavors and stuffed crusts.
Yeah, by the way, that's what I was going to ask you. In terms of, like, crust, do you take, like, the cheese inside?
Yeah, I do.
Cheesy
Last time with my cousin, I did the stuffed cheese, and there was like a little like garlic parm on the thing. It was really good.
Garlic parm? I'm not a fan of garlic, though.
It was really good. Yeah. So
So
guys,
shout out
Salvatore. That's why we have the nice little banner from Fana. Shout out Fana. Yeah, so shout out. No, but guys, Salvatore, super nice staff. We spoke to them behind the scenes. But you're going to see more from Salvatore. But yeah, we're giving away a $100 gift card from Salvatore. Shout out to them again. Delicious, always fresh pizza, chicken wings, all that stuff from Salvatore. So thank you again. Now let's get on to hockey. This has been news for quite some time, but Ovechkin finally hits 895 goals. He breaks Wayne Gretzky's record. Mike, your thoughts?
I'm happy for him. I was so happy for him, bro. I saw like the raw emotion that he has. Like when he scored that goal, the lights are still dimming.
Bro, the lights have a mind of its own. I guess the lights are a Gretzky fan.
Yeah, literally. They're like, nah, bro, stop glazing Ovi. But no, I'm so happy for the guy. You saw the raw emotion, like when he scored. Like,
bro, the Islanders fans were cheering for Ovi.
Well, no, because he's one of those guys you really can't hate unless you really hate Russians. He's a guy you can't hate.
Who hates Ovi though? Does the Capitals have a beef?
Unless you're like a top tier glazer for Crosby.
Yeah.
And you hate Ovi in that sense. But other than that, I don't know anybody that hates Ovi. This guy, he jumped on his stomach when he scored. Like, it was so nice to see his... Like, he gave me like goosebumps. And it made me emotional, man. When I was watching, like, the ritual on the ice where he's talking and, like, you see his ex-teammates, Backstrom, Semin, who were there.
Yeah.
Like, guys that he played with throughout his career and guys that I grew up watching. And I was like, wow, man. Like, this guy came into the NHL, 20 years old, ripped it out. He's probably 50. We don't know if it's his real certificate, honestly speaking.
Yeah, because honestly, by the way, obviously everyone knows what he looks like now. He's 39.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless he's aging like milk, bro. Like,
No,
come on.
But
how is he 39?
He honestly, like, it was nice to see his wife was there. His mom was there. Like, they're all athletes in that family as well. His mom was a basketball athlete. I think his dad was a volleyball athlete or vice versa. Something like that. But they were all athletes.
Good for them, man.
And it was just really nice to see. And, like, we all knew he was going to beat it. And what was so cool also for me was seeing Gretzky there and genuinely being happy for Ovi beating his record. Like, he's like, no. I'm sure he was happy for him because you know what he said? You know what he said? He said that Gordie Howe was the first one to congratulate Gretzky when he beat his record.
And now it's cool. He's passing on the torch to Ovechkin.
And Gretzky wore the number 4, the Gordie Howe 4 on his like vest, and he was like saying, he's like, this is the man I beat his record for, and he was the first one to congratulate me, and he's like, and I'm so happy to be the first person to congratulate you. And it's like, it's just so cool, like, to see everybody in the same building at the same time. For me, awesome experience. He's at 896 now, actually, but man, congrats to Ovi. I glazed the guy. I know I just glazed him for a while, but like, I'm so happy for him.
And for the Gretzky fans that are pissed, I just want to, just for a little reassurance, and I saw the list, but Gretzky, the amount of points this guy has, just to make it clear, if you take away his goals, he still has the most points ever in the league. Only on assists.
Oh, yeah. We were discussing
and Ovi, by the way, beat his record, but he's only like 8th or 7th all-time points, which goes to show, like, this guy is like, like I'm not saying he's not a good player, obviously, but like Gretzky was just
No. Well, he's like a pure goal scorer, right? And like Gretzky just goes to show to you that like
yeah. Just for
how
reassurance,
good-
because I was seeing everyone was like all hype, and as soon as Ovechkin broke the record, I saw all over Twitter. Yeah, but Gretzky has more assists. Okay, relax.
Yeah,
relax.
no, it's like that's not what we're arguing.
Relax.
I think Gretzky knows it himself. You know what I mean?
Gretzky
It's
knows
not-
he's still the goal.
Yeah, he knows he's the goat. But
Now,
that's not what we're debating.
Before we end off, I added this in my notes. I want to ask you now. We don't know when he's gonna retire exactly, but do you think he'll hit 1,000? Now he's 104 goals away from it. It's tough. That's at least 2 seasons.
It's tough because you know what?
That's
Biagio,
minimum 2 seasons.
This season, I know for a fact that that Ovi put all his eggs into this season. Like he went out this season with a fire under his ass and was like, "I'm gonna freaking beat this record this year.
Yeah,
I'm gonna beat it this year." So I'm sure he tried
104
like
is a lot now. To
yeah,
come.
like the thing is like yeah, you're 104 away, but like now he had like what 46 goals this season. What is that? 40? Can you pull that up while I'm talking? Just pull it up quick. But yeah, he's at whatever amount of goals. But the thing is that he put all his efforts into this season. I don't know if he still has 3 to 4 seasons left in the tank in him, because that's realistically how much that time.
He has
I'd
43 this season.
43, and he really put everything into it. Now you're 106 goals away.
Exactly. He'd have to score.
He'd
50,
have to have 3 other seasons. I say minimum 3 other
you
seasons.
could do 2. 50 plus goals per 2 seasons.
I don't see him doing 50 next year.
Okay, so
I
let's say you
don't.
divide it by 3. Then it's like what?
Then I see. Well, you're at like 30 something goals a season, 35 goals a season. Let's
But
say.
can he play 3 seasons though?
No, I that's what I'm saying. I don't.
the thing.
I see him playing like max 2 other seasons, and then dipping to Russia, and playing the last season.
But
in
that's what
Russia.
I'm saying. Now that's where you have a good point.
I don't think he can reach 1,000.
Mathematically, it's possible. You just do 3 more seasons,
Yeah,
30, 30, 30, whatever.
Mathematically, it's possible.
But bro,
but
he's
like,
already if he were to break the record, he'd be 43.
I think that
So-
even I'm like, listen, he has 1 more year on his
Unless he's
contract
like a
with
Jaromir
Washington.
Jagr, that guy's played all his fucking
And yeah, this guy's played for every team in the NHL, bro. Until the age of
that
like
guy's like the
46.
Bonnie Blue of
NHL
hockey-
players.
Of NHL players.
100%. But
Jagr, bro.
Ovi, well, the thing is that Ovi has another year left on his contract, right? Now, we had alluded to it. We spoke about it on the other podcast. He alluded to he's not there yet. All he knows is that he still has another season with Washington. But listen, realistically, people that watch Ovi and that know Ovi, like I think that we could all tell that after next year he's done. He's gone. I think he's gone.
Do you think he's
done.
thinking about 1,000 or not really?
I think he's thinking about it like that, but man,
I think when he hit the 895, he's like, oh,
yeah,
I
I
can
think
I can relax.
yeah, I know that. My God, Jesus, you sounded like you're about to bust.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Hey,
the
Tony
sun's
Soprano's fucking me over here. Calm.
But no, I don't think he's thinking about 1,000. I think he's just happy with the fact that he broke the record.
Yeah.
And now, there's always debates that pop up, but I'm saying Matthews might break Ovi's record.
Oh yeah, because
He's
he's
at
on.
more goals than Ovi was at 27 years
Yeah,
old.
but that's if he keeps up that pace.
Yeah, if he keeps up that pace. You'd have to still do like another 10 seasons at 50 plus goals,
Yeah.
let's say. Which is crazy. But moving on from that.
Well, we're still in the hockey realm, but
yeah.
Mike's gonna feel this. The Winnipeg Jets yesterday officially clinched the President's Trophy, finishing first overall in the entire league. But we obviously know what the curse behind this is that when you win the President's Trophy, you get destroyed in the playoffs. And actually, it's not in the order of the notes, but because it's connected, let's do that. So, on top of that, the last year's President's Trophy winners, the New York Rangers, are officially eliminated from the playoff contention after losing 7-3 to the Carolina Hurricanes, and we did a forfeit a couple weeks ago, which is still on, by the way, because the Habs did not clinch a playoff spot yet. But the Rangers are out, meaning that Mr. Michael Ritone, you got to wear your little jersey. I actually have a jersey from like when I was like 5. Put it on. Well, not put it on. You can't put it on, but like...
Here, hold my mic.
Yeah, here you go. He's a man of his word. I respect it. Go, Ju. Actually, no, Ju. Make Ju put it on him. Is the camera on him? Go, Ju.
No, I'm not taking the camera.
I'm gonna put the whole thing.
I can't. No,
No, bro, I was like 5.
I can't. I have to like. You just have to like put it on me.
Just put it on him. Well, there you go. You know what? I respect you, bro. You're a man of your word. Kiss the badge.
And look, no, I'm not kissing that. That wasn't in it. No, that wasn't in it.
Okay, fair.
That wasn't in it. That wasn't in it.
Jeez, me, you came prepared to. You got the flags.
But look.
Oh wait,
Mic up to my mouth, yeah.
Mike. What do you have to say?
What
bro?
did I have to say again? What was that thing I had to say?
Say it.
The Habs are the best team in the world, and the Rangers suck.
crazy, bro.
So the Rangers, here's your forfeit. Do it, Mike.
The Montreal Canadiens are the
No,
best.
speak up. We can't hear you.
The Montreal Canadiens are the best team in the world, and the Rangers suck. Go Habs. The New York Rangers. Okay,
That's
enough.
a good question. There's the Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
Texas Rangers.
It's enough. Okay.
Okay. You don't have to wave the flags anymore. Jesus. He slammed that. But yeah, guys.
screw
So
that.
shout out Winnipeg. Quick fire question.
Yo,
but
I just want to say
Yeah.
that was the most devious shit I've ever done. Might not be, but the most devious shit
Definitely not, bro. Especially
I've
this.
ever done
We didn't put it on our week.
in
but,
terms of sports. That's the
packed it
most
in this
devious
week.
shit that I've ever.
No, but
The most devious shit I've done for a team, and I respect.
Thank God
honestly,
no one heard
respect
that,
the
bro. Thank
Canadians.
God.
I respect the Canadians, and congrats to the Jets for winning the President's Trophy. Hopefully, you guys have the same curse as us.
that's a good. I think they're not gonna break the curse. I don't think they're gonna break the curse. I think they're gonna lose.
But tonight, talking about the Habs, actually.
Yeah, so I just want to say, well, first off, we spoke about it. I think everyone's freaking out, but Demidov signed obviously with the Habs. His entry-level contract came in, and he played tonight. Unfortunately, the Habs lost 3-2 in a shootout to the Blackhawks, the worst team in the league. They got a point out of it, but
This is
if all they had to
crazy.
do was win tonight,
Yeah.
they would have made playoffs. Now, we got one game
Demidov,
remaining.
though, did you say 1 goal, 1 assist?
Oh, yeah, sorry. 1 goal, 1 assist for Demidov, so shout out to him. So now, the Habs, all they had to do was just win tonight, and they would have made playoffs. Now, if it were to come down to a tiebreaker, the Blue Jackets actually have the upper hand over the Habs. The Habs have to win, or at least get a point in their last game,
Then it's done. They
Then
get
it's
a point,
done.
it's clinched.
versus
But-
Carolina.
No.
The Blue Jackets, but there's also the point. Yes, the Blue Jackets are playing the Flyers and the Islanders, who suck. But if at any point they drop any points, it's over.
Yeah, so the Blue Jackets are set to play the Philadelphia Flyers,
Yeah, tomorrow.
And-
Tomorrow, yeah.
the New York Islanders 2 days later, I think, by
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah, it's going to be on the same day as the Carolina Hurricanes and the
So
Montreal Canadiens.
realistically, guys, Habs fans, bro,
It's
you guys,
not over.
You guys want to wave this banner around. You guys were like partying. You guys were ready to burn down the Bell Center, bro. The Habs fans, we got damn it on. We're so fucking cool. Fuck you guys, okay? You guys still have to. You guys still
Yeah, but
have.
realistically, bro,
Realistically?
we got like a 90% chance of making it.
There's like an
it's-
80% chance, I'd say.
Yeah.
Okay.
All we have to do is win tonight.
Yeah,
bro.
all they have
God
to do is win
damn it,
tonight.
man.
But the thing is that if you guys drop the game against Carolina, and I'm talking to you, Habs fans, you right there, Habs fans, if you drop this game, I don't realistically see Columbus losing to the Flyers, and I don't see them losing to the Islanders, man.
So I think
So
the
you
game's
guys gotta have to step it up.
But
Like,
wait,
pressure's on you, boys.
Actually, no.
Huh?
No. The pressure is on the Blue Jackets. No, but think about this, okay? Hold on. If the Blue Jackets lose tomorrow, the Habs clinch.
Yeah, they lose. But the
But
thing is,
are
that-
they going to lose to the Flyers? I don't think so.
Nah, they ain't losing to the Flyers. And you know what? They ain't for sure shit losing to the fucking New York Islanders. So you know what? You guys better step it up next game. Because or else, you're done. You're done.
I hope the Flyers win, and then we don't have to worry about any of this. But yeah,
Well,
even the
that's all
Habs, though, we
hypotheticals.
lost in overtime to the Maple Leafs. We lost in overtime to the shootout to the Blackhawks. That's true. But guys, we're saying this because Jew's forfeit is still active.
It's
If
still
the
at risk.
Habs don't win or don't make the playoffs, he's got to do what Mike just did, but for the Rangers.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And I have
so
a shit ton of jerseys you can wear, man.
pick
yeah.
which Rangers jersey.
Yeah,
Winter
yeah.
Classic,
Yeah.
1994.
Yeah. Choose the one you want, bro. I have the
But yeah, just that we're a bit everywhere here, but like it's all flowing naturally, beautifully. This hockey segment. But yeah, is there anything else you want to add? to this?
Just like a side note, since we ripped on the Rangers,
They won 5-3 today, though.
Calvin.
As of
Oh
recording.
yeah, we're so proud. Calvin the
You beat the Panthers, though.
Yeah,
the
we
Stanley
beat the
Cup defenders.
So cool, dude. We play So as we cap off a shit season, okay, like a shit sandwich of a season, like take a shit, put it in bread, toast it, and eat it type season.
Okay, that's not how you construct a sandwich. First of all, you toast the bread first. Fuck, I would know.
Okay, you're talking as an expert. So we have Calvin Dahan, who's a player that we went and get at the trade deadline, or before the trade deadline. I can't remember exactly the date. This guy comes in thinking he's a hero. Like, buddy, relax. Okay, first of all, because I'm gonna defend my franchise. If he's gonna shit on it, I'm gonna defend my franchise.
Oh,
He
yeah, I know what
got
he's gonna
caught before going on the ice, or after coming off the ice. I'm not exactly sure. Talking to a reporter, and the reporter was like, "Can you talk to us about how it's been for the Rangers?" He's like, "It's been fucking horrible. It's fucked up how I've been treated here." And he then, well, like the reporter then said it that he was gonna be very transparent in an interview or whatever it was after the game. But he got ripped online, and people wanted to know, like, whoa, what's going on? Like, why is he shitting on the Rangers? He comes online, and let me pull up the tweets, because I want to read these tweets for everyone. Keep talking meanwhile, Biagio.
say. Guys, what's up?
Give me 2 seconds, guys, because I'm going to read these tweets. Because this guy comes in thinking he's a fucking hero.
By the way, I got that yawn on camera.
Yeah.
You think you want a fucking medal or something?
So this is exactly what he tweeted, okay? I'm going to read out the tweet. So he comes online and he says, going to get ahead of this now. I was hoping that I would have been able to express in a scrum, which is like a type of like setup where all reporters are around the athlete.
It's called a scrum.
It's called a scrum. Yeah, that's what I was telling you yesterday.
That's crazy.
Setting versus a quote as I was going onto the ice and having it on the internet 30 seconds later. I said what I said because I'm frustrated, and any competitor who says that they would be happy in this position would be lying to you. After playing 3 games for the team and going 2-0-1, I thought I would have maybe got the opportunity to jump up into the lineup and help win some games. Did I help win those games? I played, maybe, maybe not. But we still won and collected some crucial points to climb the standings. I understand the youth movement in the NHL, and I'm getting older in hockey years. Sorry if it's a long quote, but I really want you guys to grasp the full meaning of what was said here. And I may not play every single night. I feel like I can still contribute and help teams win. I know I'm not going to play 20 minutes a night in the role I've been in the past few years. But again, I feel like I can still keep up and help a team in certain facets of the game. I'm not trying to be the villain or gain attention or throw shade to the organization. I would have preferred a scrum setting to chat and about how my time with the Rangers has gone. As a player, you have to respect the lineup changes whether you like them or not. It's just frustrating not being able to compete and do what I love. I hope everyone understands. Yeah, well, he wrote a full tweet. But now this guy thinks he's a hero. Like, as if being scratched means that, like, as if him being scratched has been any different than any other player in the NHL that's been scratched. I understand you didn't get your minutes.
What do you mean by scratched?
Scratched, like a healthy scratched.
Oh.
Which means, like, you're sitting in the lineup even though you're healthy. You're sitting up in the stands even though you're healthy.
Oh. But
Yeah,
was it evident when you guys signed him that he was going to be a backup?
Bro, he was there to be a 6'17" defenseman. Like, you know what?
This guy's never
Nobody,
going to see the ice.
yeah, nobody was really expecting him to play. Like, he's a good defenseman. He's not mind you, he's a good defenseman, not a bad defenseman. But I mean, I'm not gonna question coaching decisions. Listen, if they wanted to leave him out, they did well leaving him out. Obviously, it didn't change anything in our season, and we had to win the crucial games when we did. But listen, this guy, I don't know why he's trying to be a hero now. So screw Calvin DeHaan, he can go fuck himself. But other than that, to cap off the NHL segment, Logan Couture, a long-time servant for the San Jose Sharks.
I didn't put it in my notes, but yeah, he retired today.
Okay, well, here, there's the news.
I just wanted to say
he's I'm
surprised. I thought he won a Stanley Cup, but he didn't.
No, he didn't. He's retiring from the NHL at the end of the season.
But I saw it's because he wanted to keep playing, but he's been struggling with injuries. He's just kind of like
let it go. At some point, you just agree to.
I agree. Respect though.
So moving on to our soccer segment of the week.
I love this is my favorite part of the week.
Obviously, it is.
This is the best sport in the world. I love soccer. So let's start off. Champions League quarterfinals. Andrea's been talking about it, made a video about it. We're gonna get into that. Let's just go through it. Quick fire. Barcelona. No, hold up. Let's go. The first in order. Inter beating Bayern in their own backyard.
Okay, no.
What?
Nothing. Just go. You're good. Go. Talk about soccer.
Ooh, look like you guys are gonna get up and leave.
No. Okay, just go.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay, go.
This is my time now. Anyways, Inter beating Bayern. What?
You were talking about the Rangers. You were yawning like 5 times.
I was listening. I just want.
You are wide awake.
Yeah.
No, but it's because. It's because he was talking. So out of respect to him, I looked away from the mic so I don't yawn into the mic. So you talk. Yeah, on the camera, not on the. Anyways,
Okay. Yeah. Die.
this is Yap. Anyways, Inter beating Bayern in their own backyard 2-1. The final score, not much to say there. I thought Bayern would have done better at home. Fratesi scoring the late winner, dedicating it to his late grandmother. So may she rest in peace. And then the game we watched together, we're watching both at the same time. Why are we laughing?
It's just
Sound like she was getting chased by the cops. You know what I mean?
okay. Wow, that's crazy.
Anyways, the game we were more interested in, Arsenal Real Madrid, which by the way we did not expect any of this to happen. But Declan Rice, I was not familiar with your game. 2 banger free
I
kicks,
was not familiar with you guys.
bro. I was talking with my friend. He's an Arsenal fan, and he's like, "Yeah, it's because you played such a defensive role at West Ham that no one knew that he was like, bro. The curl on those free kicks were insane." So 3-0 Arsenal. Do you think Real Madrid can make a comeback?
No, I don't think they can make a comeback. I think it's done. You know what? I've been harping on Real Madrid for the last God knows how long.
No, I would disagree. I say more Mbappe.
3 weeks because of Mbappe. I'm
This
like, God
guy-
knows how long.
This
The
guy's
last 3
preying
weeks.
on Mbappe's downfall,
Okay,
bro.
we're going to get to that debate after, okay? But we'll get to why I harp on them. Go.
No, I want to say that for another pod because it's not in our notes, and like I want to have a guest on to debate it. It would be perfect.
Too bad we can't be spontaneous sometimes. Anyway, okay, go.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. But yeah, I think Real Madrid can make a comeback, guys. It's Real Madrid. Like they literally had was it 2022? They had a less than 1% chance of making it. They scored 2 goals and they won
I
it.
keep
though.
seeing
Just
these
saying.
memes, bro, online.
What?
That it's going to be like 3-0 Madrid. And like in the 94th minute, Saka's going to be coming down on the wing. And they're going to drop the flooring so that he doesn't score. Because at the Santiago Bernabeu, they have multiple fields.
Yeah,
And you can like switch the levels of the field. So like, he's going to be coming down on the wing and they're going to drop the flooring.
he's gonna get sucked
The
into the
refs are going
ground.
to be like, no.
Press the button.
The Kansas City Chiefs of soccer, bro.
Bro, these like Ancelotti's definitely sacrificing like one of
He
his
was vaping this week, bro. This guy's on high stress,
Yeah.
bro. They caught him vaping in his press box, bro.
Yeah, like this guy's sacrificing one of his grandchildren for Real Madrid to go through. I still think Real Madrid is gonna go, bro. I can never see a situation where Real Madrid lose. They always find a way to go through, and that's what makes them the best team in the world. Moving on, the other 2 quarterfinal matches on the other side of the bracket, or well, yeah, the other side. Okay, never mind. Other 2 quarterfinal matches. Who farted?
no,
It was you.
it wasn't me. Yeah, I really-
Yeah, it was. Just say it. This one wasn't even close. But Barcelona 4-0 against Dortmund. Not much to say there. I think that second leg is going to be a little charity match. And then PSG beating Aston Villa 3-1. 2 goals down, but Aston Villa will be at home. You said Aston Villa would do a bit of damage. I think so too, but the quality of PSG is too strong.
Aston Villa's at home, eh? Second leg? Yeah, they are. Because
Second leg, they're only down by 2. I think it's possible.
Yeah, no. But listen, I don't see it happening, bro.
You still think PSG is going to go through?
Yeah, no. I don't see it even being remotely close in the second leg, to be honest with you. After how PSG came out and Emi Martinez played on top of his head, bro, for them to be still in that match. So, like, bro, no, I don't see Aston Villa getting through.
I respect that. But best of luck to all the teams. Like I said, I really think Ancelotti is going to sacrifice someone in his family tree just for Real Madrid to go through. The way when
the raise an eyebrow, bro.
Bro, did you see when the journalist asked him, he said the word comeback, and he was like, bro, his eyebrow went up.
He's like this. He's like,
I can't do it, but like his eyebrow was almost flying off his head. He got so aroused by that word.
yeah, I come back. He's like,
That's not the type of comeback I'm used to, but
Wait, well, okay, bro. Okay, next.
I have aura.
Yeah.
Anyways,
definitely don't.
on to the better competition, the UEFA Europa League. I'm only talking about this. We don't really talk about Europa League that much, because they say it's not important, but it is. My sweet little Lazio's in it. Lazio is in Europa League, obviously. I'm kind of a bit scared because I have a forfeit to do if we don't win the Europa League.
Yeah. So let's reiterate the forfeit, because the thing is that he's all upset about having to wear this Roma jersey next game.
No, but it's okay. What I'm gonna do is actually no. I'm not gonna say anything because we don't need to.
Because
No.
podcasts
That's my
ago-
strategy. But say what the forfeit is. You can say what the
He
forfeit
said
is.
a few podcasts ago how happy he was that Lazio are going to win the Europa League. And it's fine. Listen, if you want to believe that they would win the Europa League, that's good. That's like what every fan does. But the thing is that what upsetted me was he's like, they will win. They will win.
We have the highest odds to win the Europa League. Let me just
Not anymore,
that.
man. You guys are down 2-0
Bro,
to a
Bodo-
team that doesn't even have a logo on Google, dude.
Even on the score, they don't have the logo. We're currently down 2-0. The first leg we lost 2-0. Honestly, thank God. Shout out Mandas, our goalie, the Greek god. If it wasn't for him, that game would end like 6-0. We played in Norway. Listen, let's take it with a grain of salt. It's possible for a comeback. Thank God the game only ended 2-0 because we took a beating to these guys. But for people that don't know, in Norway, the conditions are so cold that they actually can't have a natural grass field. They have to have turf. And it was snowing and it was a lot. Okay, so like it was too much for my little laziale. Okay, my little noslin. Yeah, it's okay, Pedro. Yeah. So for me, it's only 2-0. Listen, this is how I see it. You go in guns blazing at home. We have the Curva Nord because we had barely any away fans going down there. At home, we go in guns blazing. 5 minutes in, Pedriz, 2-1, boom. By halftime, it's 2-2, even keel game. And then you go off from there. My prediction is we're going to win 2-0. It's going to be 2-2 on aggregate. And we're going to go through on extra time and penalties. Lazio will go through. In the off chance we don't go through, I already did the Bodo Glimt Europa League road to the final card in case he goes up. And I have to wear a fucking Roma jersey. But I have my strategy. Don't worry, my Laziale. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Mike didn't have to write shit on his face. I'm not putting shit on my face. That's stupid. But I'm not annoying, guys.
No, but
I'm not being delusional. We finished first in the league phase. We had the highest odds to win Europa League. We had the easiest path to the final, or the easier path to the final. It's a totally realistic prediction. Nah, I'm sorry. I know I could be a bit crazy with Lazio, but there is a valid prediction. My little Lazio. Ti amo, la Lazio mia. Allora,
okay.
Let's hope for the best on Thursday. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a watch along for that. The other matches, Lyon, Manchester United, draw 2-2. Manu almost stole the game, 2-1 with Xerxes, and then Ryan Cherki, who's a young talent, French, Algerian or something, but he could also play for Italy. Fun fact. Scores a 95th minute equalizer, so they're going back to Manchester. It's a 2-2 draw there. Actually, all the games ended in a draw except for the Lazio game. Frankfurt and Tottenham Hotspur was 1-1 in England. So he's not even listening.
No, I am listening.
He's answering messages. Frankfurt probably going to...
because you'll see why I was answering messages, but okay.
Frankfurt is, I think, will go through. The second leg's in Germany. It's 1-1. I think they'll go through. Rangers as well. Rangers, it's actually sucked because they got like a red card like 5 minutes in.
But they're winning, no?
It's 0-0. That game ended 0-0. I think Rangers...
Oh, yes. Everybody drew except you guys.
No, but what I'm saying is I think Rangers are gonna... That's literally what I said. No, but what I'm saying is I think Rangers are gonna get knocked out. It sucks because they had the chance to do some damage at home. They got a red card 5 minutes in. So they basically just parked the bus for 85 minutes. And they held on with a draw, so they're going to have to go to Bilbao, which is a tough task. So for me, Lazio's going through. Yeah. I'm going to say Man United at home, Frankfurt, and Bilbao. What about you?
I think Man United go through. I think you guys... I don't know if you guys go through, bro. Listen, I'm going to be realistic, bro.
I'm shitting my pants too, yes.
I'm going to be realistic with you. I think Bodo Glimt goes through. I think you guys probably do get a goal. I think you guys do get a goal, but I think Bodo Glimt goes through. Then between Tottenham and who is it? It's Amsterdam. No, not Amsterdam. Frankfurt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tottenham goes through, and then I think the Rangers take it.
That's bias.
Why is that bias?
It's a joke.
Oh.
You're a Rangers fan.
Okay, yeah.
No, but it sucks. I don't want Lazio to lose. Please, Lazio, please. I'm never gonna hear the end of it, bro. We're the only team that's playing a team that doesn't have a logo on Google. Can we please just fucking win? Anyways. Moving on from Europa League, actually going back to Manchester United, they lost 4-1 to Newcastle United yesterday. So officially, they cannot finish. That's if they win all of their last games. They cannot finish with more than 58 points, which means they have broken the record in a bad way for their worst ever points tally in the Premier League era. Their worst ever was the 2021-2022 season where they finished with 58 points. That's the most they can get, or 59 points, sorry.
Yeah.
So that means that they will finish guaranteed with their worst ever points tally, and that's if they win all their games. They're currently 14th place.
They're really bad. But I feel bad for Man United.
And it's not even a coach. Like Amarim's a good coach. It's just I don't know what's going on with them, man.
Bro, Onana's ass. Onana's ass. The whole team is ass. Hoyland's ass. They paid. How much did they pay for that guy? Like over 50 million, no?
Yeah, Atalanta
For
got a
Hoyland?
bag for
Yeah.
them.
Hoyland, they paid so much money for him. Bruno
Xerxes.
Fernandes is playing one of his best seasons as well, which is
Yeah.
crazy. And I mean, they just have no scoring. They can't score, and they basically can't even defend. So it's
It's just ass.
ass all around.
To go to the other end of the spectrum, I'm not surprised, but Paris Saint-Germain secured their 11th league, not their 11th, but their 13th league title, or 14th, something like that. But they have won 11 out of the last 13 Ligue titles in France. They secured the Ligue 1 title this weekend ago. Before that, by beating Angers 1-0.
Wait. Before you continue, bro, I just want to have our correspondent just say.
That's why you were.
That's why I was
texting.
messaging. Guys, you guys won't be able to see him, but I just wanted to say a few words on the podcast
Andrea,
because we
you're on the
mentioned him
pod.
at the beginning. But I'm gonna put my mic next to the iPad. That's why I was
Well, you know
messaging.
what? No,
so
no,
before I
hold on.
got slack from everybody, before I got slack from you guys saying, "Yeah, you're messaging during the
Wait,
podcast."
Jules. Well, flip the
Well,
camera.
wait, I
they
could
can see
flip
him.
it. Well, yeah, I
It
could
zoomed
flip
in on
it.
your face.
But hey, Andrea, here you could say a few words for the
Can
podcast.
you see him, Jules?
What's up? How you guys doing?
We're well. Here, say a few words. Say a few words.
So yeah, no, I'm super glad to be a part of the podcast. I feel like I've known the members for such a long time.
One of them's your cousin.
It's a universal
Yeah,
language.
I'm your cousin. I'm your cousin. That's what you know.
Yeah, no, but that's it. I was gonna say like fucking Biagio. It's like I feel like I known him for like 20 years, but I never met the guy. And then Mike, well, I've actually known you for 20 plus years. So,
Family members.
No, but I'm really happy to be a part of it. Ju too is great. It's nice to talk sports and be with the boys. So we push this, and it's just gonna go places for sure. I see it going somewhere. So.
That's it, bro. Yeah, no, we had messaged you at the beginning of the podcast, and I just wanted you to get on 2 seconds to say a quick word, all right? We're talking about some Prem talk, so we'll get back to you later, all right, buddy? Ciao, man. Ciao. That's why I was messaging.
Well, I didn't know that. I love.
Don't assume,
Hey,
bro.
don't assume because it makes an ass. It
It's
makes
you
an
and me.
ass out of you and me.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, you have anything to add to that? But I think PSG. I mean, it was evident that they were gonna win the league.
Oh, that was Farmers League, bro. I don't even look at that league
Well,
anymore.
I'm only saying that because now they're obviously on the quest to trying to get a treble, which has never been done before by a French team. So they've won Ligue 1. They're in the final of the Coupe de France, and they're in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So obviously, Coupe de France and Ligue 1, that's like they always win it. Champions League is the one thing that's always eluded them. Lost the Champions League final 2020 to Bayern 1-0. So they're chasing that. So good luck to PSG. And honestly, I have to say, with Mbappe gone, Neymar gone, Messi, all those ego players, I feel like PSG is
Mbappe.
finally a luck. I feel like PSG is finally a likable team with Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Doué.
Especially because Mbappe is off, though.
Yeah.
But yes, those guys, they're like street ballers, bro. I love it, bro. Like that.
I find
don't know what
everyone's
I find about them. They're like a rough,
yeah, everyone used to hate PSG. I find like there's a likable team now. They play as a team. They're collective. Everyone does their job. It's a well-oiled machine. Luis Enrique is doing a fantastic job with Paris Saint-Germain.
And they're not short of goaltending either, bro. They have
Donnarumma.
So, he looks like. I gotta point this out. This guy looks like a not to shit on any ethnicities, but he looks like a Spanish mechanic that's ready to make an oil change
he got
for
kicked
me.
in the face in one
No,
of the
but it's the
champions.
mustache.
Yeah,
He just
mixed
has a
with that little
mustache.
scar he's got on his cheek because he got kicked in the face. Again, I think it was the Liverpool Champions League, but I'm not remember.
Yeah, it is. It's that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, shout out to PSG. That I have to say they're a likable team. If they would win the Champions League, I wouldn't be too mad about it.
No.
More for
no.
Donnarumma.
Yeah, good for Donnarumma. Italian
Yeah.
representative.
Going to Spain. Speaking of Spanish mechanics, the La Liga title race. Another video we posted already, but to update it, all the teams won. No, I think Madrid tied. I don't remember, but the current title race is at Barcelona 70 points.
Madrid tied 1-1 against Leganes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, something like that. Barcelona are in first with 70 points. Real Madrid in second with 66. And Atletico Madrid in third with 63. Now, both Barca and Real Madrid are also chasing trebles, like PSG and Inter as well. Quick prediction. Who do you think is going to win La Liga there?
I think Barca can run away with it.
Yeah, they're already 4 points ahead. They don't seem to be stopping. And I say this all the time, specifically with soccer. Look, Barcelona didn't have the best game against, I think it was Getafe. They won 1-0 off an own goal. But you know what? They won the game, and that's what matters. And that's what Real Madrid failed to do. Atletico Madrid had their game today against, I think it was Real Valladolid. They won 4-2. They held on. Who? What?
I was like, who? Because like it's just like they're. Not
Oh,
a
okay. I
great
thought
team
you
in
didn't
the
hear me
league.
or something. Yeah. So they won their game 4-2. They're still in the title race. I mean, realize they're 7 points off first. They're still included in graphics, and when people talk about them in posts and Instagram posts and on Twitter or X, they are included in the title race. But realistically, I think me too. I'm gonna say Barca is running away with it. And to end off,
Oh, my fault.
soccer-
Wait, my fault. They won. No, this week they won versus Deportivo Alaves. How do you
Oh
say
yeah,
it?
Deportivo Alaves.
Yeah, they beat
Yeah.
them 1-0. Real beat them 1-0, and Barcelona was the team that beat Leganes.
Yeah, so basically all the teams advanced by 3 points. So it really comes down to that. But it would be cool because the Copa del Rey final. Think about it. Barca and Real Madrid are both chasing trebles. If they were to meet in the Champions League, it would be the final.
Bro, Real Madrid could end the season off trophyless.
They could, yes, they could. No. They won the UEFA Super Cup at the beginning of the season. So no.
Yeah.
But
okay,
regardless, we could have, if all goes according to plan for both sides, we could have a treble El Clasico, meaning because Barca and Real Madrid are in the Copa del Rey final versus each other. They're currently in a title race versus each other, and if they both make the final, they would play each other because they're on opposite sides of the bracket.
man, I'm rooting for Barca. I hate
Even
Real.
them, likable team. I don't have any issues. They play as a collective
I'm
unit.
not a fan of Lamine Yamal. Like I know he's a baller, but I just
I don't
don't
know.
like his attitude.
I don't understand the hate. I know he's getting a bit cocky. You've been talking about it off camera. What's up with that?
I just think listen. I always base myself off of my goat in soccer, who's Messi.
Yeah.
And Messi throughout his whole career, even when he won the World Cup, was a humble guy. Like, okay, whatever. Hey, que mira, wo.
Yeah.
But other than that, like what I
But
mean is,
I think that's not the best point because he was older, so he's been a bit more humble there. Maybe when you were saying when he was 17.
younger. No, but what I'm saying is that throughout his whole career, even after winning a World Cup, the guy is humble and down to earth.
Yeah.
And like I don't like these like young kids coming in. I know he's dominating the sports. I know that. I see it. He's dominating the sport. He's taking the world by storm, and he's putting 30-year-old defenders on their ass when he's 17 years old.
It's
I get
crazy
that.
though. That's crazy,
I get
man.
that.
He's tearing it up.
But the point is that like be humble, and it'll still get you places. I get being cocky's cool and stuff like that, but just be humble. And listen, there's both ways of going about it because people are gonna be like, look, Cristiano Ronaldo was obviously a very cocky person at the beginning of his career as well.
Yeah.
Very flashy.
It worked for
cocky.
him. It worked for him.
It worked for him, right? So it could work for it. It's obviously working for Lamine. So do what you want, but I base myself off of my goat, and that's a true professional for me.
Yeah,
Not
I
bigger
think
than
maybe
the sport, you're a
maybe
true
it
professional.
might get to him, Lamine Yamal, but we'll see. And we're just gonna round off the end of the soccer segment with a lot of endings in careers or eras. First off, Kevin De Bruyne is officially leaving Manchester City at the end of the season after 10 years at the club. He signed with Manchester City back in 2015 from Wolfsburg.
Did everything for them,
End of an era, man. That guy.
He did everything for them.
Yeah, he won everything. He literally won the treble with them. He won the Super Cup, the Club World Cup. The guy was in his prime and one of the most complete Premier League midfielders of all time. Unfortunately, wasn't good internationally with Belgium, even though he's obviously a fantastic player. But that was just a Belgium problem.
The whole Belgium team was asked.
Yeah, we're not gonna. That's a bit off topic, but yeah, like I totally agree with you. Any thoughts on this? Because it's gonna feel weird to see him with another team, and I'm not even a fan of this.
I hope honestly, like, listen, as a North American,
want to see him at MLS, huh?
I want to see him in the MLS. Like, I know he's still good. Like,
Nah,
he said it himself, but
he's not that washed. He's not that washed.
He said it himself. He said, well, like, neither is Messi, but Messi is still playing in the MLS. But anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, completed life, I would say. By the way, is it still good like this?
But the point is, I think KDB. Well, what KDB was saying was that he's gonna take some time, obviously, to discuss it with his family. Right at this point in his career, he's thinking about his family and his family being happy because he's completed what he had to. He's won a treble. He's won a Champions League. He's won what he had to win.
You would think,
But he said that he wants to. No, maybe actually, if the money's right, man. But he said that he still thinks he could compete at a high level. He's there.
Oh yeah, he definitely can.
He's there. Maybe not, but he's there. I could still compete. I don't think he said that. I don't know if it was him that said, but he's there. He'd still want to give it a shot. He's there. Maybe not in the Prem. No, that's what he said. Maybe not in the Prem, but he's there. I'd still want to give it a shot at another team.
He's only 30. He's gonna be 34. It's not
Yeah.
that old. Not
So
that
we'll
old.
see. But best of luck to KDB. I think everybody could appreciate the true professional that he
I don't
was.
think I don't think there's anyone that hates KDB. He's a
No.
fantastic player.
Yeah, he's been him too. Like, so there's some scrums that let me talk. It's like, okay, back it up.
Let me talk. Let me talk.
But he's
Makes a killer pasta dish
but-
before his games. You did a video about it.
But he's sick passes, like passes that only he sees.
Yeah,
never seen before.
he's-
Like,
and he could
there
score
was
goals
some-
too.
because I was looking at it with my cousin when he was making the video for his departure, and I was like, wow, like he was showing me the passes, and I was like, jeez, man, like I never seen somebody make passes like this in soccer. Like it was crazy, man.
Yeah,
There's
he's
some assists. I was like, what the hell, man? How do you even see that?
Absolutely fantastic player. Speaking of another career end, I'm just holding this. Another career end. Thomas Muller is leaving Bayern at the end of the season. This is a big one. 25 years at Bayern. He started at the club back in 2000 when he was 11 years old. And after 25 years from literally start to finish, he never got loaned out. He never went anywhere else. He was Bayern for 25 years, nearly 30 years at one club. He's not retiring, but he will be leaving Bayern at the end of the season. I think this one's like a Saudi or a MLS. This guy's obviously washed. It's not a bad thing.
He still scored.
No, he's still good. Like he's doing okay, but
He's
I'm
a
gonna
super
tell you
sub.
now, he doesn't start anymore for
No,
Bayern.
no,
He
he's a
gets
sub.
subbed on. He gets subbed
Yeah,
on.
he's a sub.
He already
But
retired.
he scored the versus Inter, right?
Yeah, he did,
Yeah.
but they lost still.
Yeah,
But
no, I know.
he retired already. He retired from international football. What I meant to say. Soccer. This guy, I think he's going to MLS for sure.
Hopefully. I mean, the more exposure the league gets with bigger names, the better it is. I
Yeah,
think it's good for
that
North
or
Americans.
there was not rumors, but some like people in the Serie A realm were talking about him doing like Miroslav Klose did when he left Bayern and joining Lazio, which honestly I would take Muller at Lazio. Another Pedriz at Cam. He wouldn't start, but he would get subbed on.
If you guys sign if you guys sign Muller,
But he's going to be a free agent. So it's like you're just paying the salary. I don't think it's that bad.
Why would you go and get him? Like,
But it's just for the vibes, the experience.
vibes.
I would take it. And he was obviously a World Cup winner. Speaking of another World Cup winner, to wrap it up, this one's not the end of a club. This is the end of his career. Mats Hummels, who is retiring at the end of the season. I had a lot of respect for him until he went to Roma and he was talking all that.
Drew kind of looks like him actually.
I could
That's
see
right.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it.
Anyway,
Drew, put the camera on you.
producer Drew.
Look at the camera. Be a good boy. Look at the camera.
Put the camera.
Good boy. What's your badge number? Anyways, but yeah, so World Cup winner in 2014, Mats Hummels is retiring at the end of the season. He's going to finish off his season at Roma, and he will retire at the end of the season. And he's only a year older than Thomas Muller. So we're starting to see guys that we grew up
Congrats on a great career,
watching
though.
to retire. But you know what? He won. He never won the Champions League, unfortunately. But he's won countless Bundesliga titles, Club World Cup, and he won the World Cup obviously in 2014. So pretty good career for the German defender. Obviously ruined it by going to Rome ass. But that is the end of soccer, and we actually have an extra sport to talk about. It's a big one. But we'll go on to golf. Rory Mcllroy, I think I'm butchering that pronunciation.
No, that's good.
Wins the Masters, and it's not. That's not why we're talking about it. He won the Masters, but that completes a Grand Slam, which if you don't know what that is, he won each of the four.
Grand Slam, yeah.
A career Grand Slam, meaning he won each of the 4 Grand Slam tournaments at least once, which not a lot of people have done. So shout out to McIlroy. Anything you want to add to that? From Northern Ireland, by the way.
No, but I think it's been a long time, coming. And like there's many times where he's been to a lot, like last playoff in a sense, and like within the like not the tournament but like the whole within the Masters tournament, and like he came up short, and like you saw like the raw emotion that he had, even him. Like,
I was gonna say
when
that you saw. It was beautiful to see his reaction. Like he knew it. He
Yeah.
knew that was the final
Yeah,
piece
yeah.
of the puzzle. I wouldn't be surprised if he retires after this, because he completed. That's the ultimate achievement in golf.
But he still has a lot left in the tank, I think.
Oh, you think
but-
he's gonna continue?
Yeah, he's gonna continue. But I'm really happy for him, because he was like a prodigy child. Like when he first started off his career, Like he was coming in, like he was at 16, 17 years old. He was ripping golf courses apart, bro. Like
Good for
destroyed.
him, man. Yeah.
And like now at least he pulled through, and I think everybody's happy for. I think everybody was rooting for Rory this weekend. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was ripping through different.
Well,
things too as well.
Tiger Woods was ripping more through like Scandinavian models, but yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But shout out,
moving it on-
shout out to him.
but
we're
moving
gonna-
on to
yeah.
your favorite segment, Biagio.
Yeah. So ending off with golf, and now we're gonna go on to I think a lot of people's favorite segment now because I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it. But look at that. Where's the camera? Set camera. Right. Tony Soprano
You gotta
again,
stop
man.
moving, bro.
Bro, Tony Soprano.
It's because you move so much. If you wouldn't move as much, you've been fidgeting.
Sopranos is a goated show, by the way, guys. You should watch it. I haven't finished it yet. I have a couple episodes left. Okay, relevant. All right, guys. Okay. So it's because you guys are always at my house. I can never watch it.
Okay.
Sorry. Anyways, I've missed this. We're back. Pack it up moment of the week. If you guys don't know, everyone knows like the saying, like put the fries in the bag, or get to the point, whatever. We say pack it up. That's a little slang, and it's been catching on. So I respect you guys telling me to pack it up in the comments or something, or in real life if you know me personally. Our pack it up moments of the week. I want to go last, so whoever wants to go first. For your
Drew,
pack
go
it up.
first.
Go, Drew. I know one of them's for sure about me.
Oh, this one will be about you. I'll be nice to you.
Is it me though? It is.
No.
Oh.
My pack it up moment is when me and Mike went to the Impact game.
Hmm?
Well, the CF.
I still call
Montreal
it
game.
Impact. I don't give a shit. It's
CF
Impact.
Montreal. Well, the
You're cool, kid.
prices. Bro, I paid for 2 tickets $30.
That's a good deal.
Mike bought 2 beers. It was like $37.
Yeah, no, there was. Yeah, like I made a.
Shut
video-
up. It was not $37.
No, the two beers. The 2 beers were like $35, bro. I'm not even joking. 2 beers, $35, and then I bought bro, a popcorn and a sandwich, and I think it came out to like $20-something, bro. Anyway, here, continue your pack it up moment, bro, because I know where you were getting at with all this, but yeah.
Not only that, I was gonna also mention like I went into like the boutique like to look for stuff. I swear, a cap was like $50 and
No
a
way.
scarf was $50.
Nah, bro, the merchandise is
Bro, I,
expensive.
selling, like,
I swear when we
deflated
went to go
fo-
see the Giants, the merch was cheaper.
They were selling deflated soccer balls for like $75.
Yeah, but that they never sell them inflated though.
I know, but still,
Because
but still, bro, still.
I'll let that one slide, but that was pretty dumb.
No, okay, bro. Don't even start, even you.
I'll change my pack it up moment.
yeah.
Why would it be?
I have so much I can choose from.
Why? Hold on. How is it not? It's a fair statement to say that's dumb.
It's not a fair statement to say that. Dumb. They sell blown up footballs, bro.
Yeah, but this is the best sport in the world.
Okay, bro. Don't even start. Okay, you need to back it up. Okay, you need.
Okay, but the way he said it, they were selling deflated soccer balls for $75.
Yeah.
But by the way, though,
I didn't say it like that, bro. Relax.
okay, no, but Loki though, like Loki Impact, pack it up, bro. What are these prices?
No, but just prices in general, bro. Everywhere you
and
go.
you guys were sad. But by the way, if you could check out the vlog they did, the little skit they did over there at the game. You guys were in really good seats. It was
the one you
cheap.
tagged yourself in. Yeah.
I made the caption. That's why. That's not why I tagged myself. Anyways, whatever. Okay, would have been nice to get an invite, but they were right behind the net. Yeah, I can't. Hey. They were right behind the net. So you're telling me it's cheaper to watch behind the net than it is to get 2 beers,
Bro, but what's crazy to me is like you even go to a Habs game in Montreal, bro. What's the company? It's Molson. Jeff Molson literally has a beer company to his name, bro. And these people are still charging like $15 for a beer, bro. Small like this. Bro, it's his own beer he's selling in the arena. I don't understand it, bro. I get you have nowhere else to go. And I get you can't smuggle in snacks. So they could charge you whatever they want and you know you're still going to pay for it.
Yeah.
But the point is, like, think about the fans a bit too. Especially, okay, for the soccer game, bro. For me, I see it as a way, like, $30 for 2 tickets. Like, at the end of the day, okay, you go there, $30, 2 tickets, another $30 for 2 beers, which is crazy. But at least, at the
that's
soccer
more
game,
like the
tickets,
venue industry.
But at least the
entertainment,
tickets to the
it's like
game
that.
weren't that expensive. So, like, I'll give them that. Props to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just
That's
backing
your
up moment,
so
basically.
The impacts prices.
Yeah, well, just prices in stadiums in general, I think. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. So
he's
my
broke.
pack it up moment of the week is
I said you're broke. Okay, go.
my my pack it up moment of the week is Biagio. Now, okay, bro, don't act like
This is the dynamic, by the way. They just rip me 24/7.
yeah, bro, because you do stupidities. Guys, I've eaten Indian food in my life. I've eaten chili.
Oh,
I've
okay, I
eaten-
know what it is.
I've eaten.
Wait, where's the R.
Mexican-
Kelly come in?
No, it's not there. No, R. Kelly's not in. I
No,
was
no
joking.
pissing.
I was just joking about R. Kelly. That's crazy. So I've eaten Indian food. I've eaten Mexican food. I've eaten Spanish food. I've eaten any food you could possibly think of. I've eaten hot Italian spices. Nothing can compare to the amount of cream that Biagio bro put in the pasta he made. The pasta he made last week, diabolical. He made a macaroni and cheese style like dish with a bit of beef, but the amount of cream and
Yeah.
butter. You don't have to look at me with disgust every time I talk, but with butter and
I
cream,
over poured the cream.
too much.
Yeah,
Too much,
and I
bro.
was like, yeah, this
Stomach
is gonna
upset for
be,
2
yeah,
days,
this is gonna be good. We were like 3 bites into it. I'm like, having. After that, just straight liquid was coming out.
Oh my god,
There was no
okay.
solid
A lot of that's
matter coming out of me.
That's gross.
Loki there, I need to pack it up. I'm usually a very good cook, but I put
Yeah,
too much
bro.
cream. I over poured on the cream. I'll admit that.
Yeah. So that was my pack it up moment.
All right, now to go for my pack it up moment of the week.
Sorry,
the-
Kelly, come in.
because you said R. Kelly in the notes.
I know, but it's just that for me, I thought you didn't. I thought you would have noticed that I changed it and not done R. Kelly. But you're like, where does R. Kelly fit with Biagio? There's no correlation.
Yeah, like I don't piss on people. That's why. But for my pack it up moment of the week, I'm going with the Onana versus Matic beef. Another beef.
Yeah.
But basically, what happened was, it's like you're gonna get. I'll just explain it, but you're gonna feel bad and like laugh at the same time. Basically, well, obviously the Lyon Manchester United game ended 2-2. Before the match, Matic plays for Lyon. He's a former Manchester United player. Onana is the current goalie of Manchester United. We all know that. What happened was before the game, the reporter just asked him like, "What do you think of the game?" He's like, "Oh, I think we're gonna win." And Matic just straight up said, "Oh, he's a shit goalie."
Yeah.
Like tell him to
Sorry,
stop.
yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, bro, relax." Like he just said, he thinks his team's gonna win.
He's like, you are statistically
The
the
worst
worst goalkeeper in all of Manchester United's history.
Yeah, like
He's
why?
like, if it was Schmeichel or
Yeah.
if it was Schmeichel or who's the other? Oh, De Gea telling me this, I'd re-question myself.
Yeah.
But he's like,
But what I felt bad for
statistically the
Onana is like, okay, why is Matic ripping him? All he said, he's like, I think we're gonna win.
Matic plays for Chelsea, right?
He played for Chelsea, yeah. Anyways, and then after, everyone's like, you know what? Everyone's making like stuff like, okay, Onana's gonna have an amazing performance to make up for that. He dropped one of the worst performances of his career, a 4.2 rating on SofaScore.
So
or
is
whatever.
that aura for Matic?
Not really? We knew he was gonna be ass Onana, and I just
They
feel
got in his
bad.
head
I
even
just
more,
feel
though.
bad for Onana because I'm like, bro, he just thinks his team's gonna win. Why did he get ripped?
But Matic got in his head though. Matic did get in his head.
He did, but it doesn't take much. Onana's ass, which is crazy because I didn't think he was phenomenal. But regardless,
those were our
who
pack
would
it
you
up
say?
moments of the
Who would you? Who would
Oh,
you
no.
say would have to pack it up between the two?
Who? Between Matic and Onana?
Yeah,
Onana, bro. Get the fuck out of Manchester United. You gone.
yeah,
Long
yeah.
gone. Worst goalie ever, bro.
I just feel bad for him because he got ripped for no reason. Kind of
No,
like
he
what you
didn't
guys
get
do to
ripped for
me.
no reason. He went and he's like, we have a better team on the field. Like, they're not as good as us. So the right coach replied, bro, like, you're talking out of
Okay,
your...
if he said that,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
okay.
why.
Onana
No,
pack it
Matic
up.
was replying to him to say that.
Okay, I thought he just said we're gonna win. I didn't know he said
No,
that.
no.
Okay,
He
okay.
said that they have a worse team than us on paper. But regardless, these were our pack it up moments of the week.
Yeah,
and
Onana, pack it up.
And now on to you guys.
Yeah,
The fans,
Follower
the followers.
questions. Ju, pick some good ones. Yeah.
All right. So our first question
I love the tone.
comes from actually Aversano Tony, my dad.
Or just correspondent.
Comes from Aversano Tony. Yeah. Please don't make fun of me.
No,
when I
okay,
butcher
it's
this.
Fudge. It's Fudge, by the way, okay? That's how you
I
say
know.
it.
I was scared.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the Fagioli gambling scandal?
I'll let you
That's a good question about Fagioli.
I'll let you start. I'll let you start off because it touches. I'll let you start because it touches more your domain of expertise. Well, not gambling, but I'm saying soccer.
Yeah, I hate gambling. Do not condone it. But yeah. So the people that don't know, Fagioli was suspended, or sorry, not suspended, banned from soccer for a year alongside the Tonali. And it's his fault. It's simple. He was betting on himself in games, which, obviously you can't do because you have control over it. He came out, he apologized, all that. He was being a bit of a baby about it. He was like, oh, but Tonali pressured me. Like, bro, you're a grown-ass man.
Oh, he said that.
That's
He
what kind
threw
of...
he threw Tonali under the bus.
I mean, they both got caught.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Yeah.
They both got caught, but basically, like, I don't know, he just acted like a baby. Like, Tonali was the one that showed me the betting site. Still doesn't make it right. I mean,
I didn't
he
know that. My God. Okay. Wow.
yeah, because Tonali showed him. Tonali's
Okay.
a big better. Tonali's actually facing allegations again that he's been betting on, not on himself, but he started betting on other sports. Which, by the way, I was gonna say,
You're allowed to, no?
no, I don't think so. In Italy, no.
For
But like,
real?
if Tonali bets on a basketball game, does that
Like,
really
how does
matter?
that even affect him, bro?
Well, unless he calls up like Joel Embiid, sing this 3-pointer, yeah.
No, but like,
Are you allowed to
Listen,
do that if it's another sport?
listen. Well, technically you are because like I remember the NHL when Shane Pinto got banned from suspended for like 32 games or something like that last year.
32.
Yeah, he got banned for 32
Holy
games.
shit.
Yeah, he got. But it's not. Listen, it's an 82 game season, not the same. It's
No, I know, but I'm just saying that's still a good chunk of it.
Mhm.
That's almost half.
Yeah, but bro, imagine look at it through the soccer perspective. The guy was banned for a season, which is crazy, bro. You miss literally every game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he still got called up to the Euros, which was crazy. I thought it would have been like, bro, like he doesn't matter if he trained, it doesn't mean anything.
But what was crazy, what the thing is that they were just they bet on themselves in the games. Even Calvin Ridley, I remember when he got banned like 1 year in the NFL because he was betting on himself. Like
That's different.
I just like I don't.
I think it should be
but just,
okay
like,
for you to
if
bet on
you're-
other sports.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's
but
okay.
I think it's fine. Like I was saying, Shane Pinto. I remember in them they were talking like he's allowed to bet on other sports, but he's not allowed to bet on the NHL, which makes sense because like in a sense they ban like let's say New York, right, the stock exchange companies ban not companies but the world, you can't do insider trading. So why
What
would
is that?
insider trading is like let's say like he knows that Apple is gonna sell. He works in Apple. He knows that Apple's gonna sell a huge chunk of the company, so he sells the stock before the company decides to announce that news.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
considered insider trading.
Okay.
But the thing is, or like information, whatever, under
So
the
it's like the equivalent of Tonali betting on
Yeah,
himself to
I'd
get a
say-
yellow card,
yeah,
and he
because
purposely
basically
gets a yellow.
Basically, Serie A is a business, and you're betting within the business. So like, I don't think it's fair.
Okay, so that's the equivalent of insider trading.
But but I
That's
don't.
betting on yourself.
Yeah, but maybe they see it as if they ban it on other sports, maybe they see it as, well, you probably have professional athletes that are friends in other sports.
Yeah,
So
but who would Tonali be friends with in like the NBA?
no, but they don't. Yeah, but they don't care about that. Cristiano Ronaldo has a lot of friends around the world. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but Tonali's not Ronaldo.
No, but what
in
I'm
that
saying
sense.
is that they put a general standard for all athletes.
Ah,
You know,
okay.
like, yeah, Tonali, you can do it because you're not as famous, but Isaac, let's say like not Isaac, but let's say like, yeah, Mo Salah, you can't because you know a lot of
fair.
people.
So you disagree? You say if
Oh
you're
no,
if you're an
no, I
athlete,
agree. I agree with him. I agree with him
Agree,
being
sorry.
suspended. But I just don't. Like,
No,
if the
but-
rule is not him betting on other sports, then I don't agree with it because it's like
no, but you just made a good point there. You said that
no,
he could
I-
know someone from the NBA.
No, I get that, but I don't know how they look at it. But yeah, I guess I'm disagreeing and agreeing with myself at the same time. So I'll just agree with the whole suspension.
Well, yeah. But look, at least Fagioli came out. Like it already happened, but he was like, my bad. That's
Yeah.
it.
All right.
Next question from Gianluca LOL. Oh, she was your brother.
No.
That's crazy.
Do you think Verstappen will leave Red Bull in 2026?
No, I don't think he'll leave. I don't think he'll leave. I don't think he'll leave. I think the only way he leaves is maybe towards the end of his career because he's the face of Red Bull. I think he leaves. And actually, shout out Gianluca because Gianluca's been supporting our podcast since day one. He's always given me recommendations and little
Shout out,
things
bro.
to.
I always appreciate the support from a day one
he's
OG.
a close friend, and he's always been there, for me since the beginning of this podcast. He's always been there for us. So shout out to him. I wanted to shout him out. No, I don't think because he's the face of Red Bull, and Red Bull will throw any money that he wants, and I think that's what he wants. And I think they also obviously provide him not this year, but they're gonna eventually provide him with the best car possible each year. The only time I see him leaving is probably towards the end of his career, when he sees an opportunity to race for a high standard team such as Mercedes or Ferrari, who have
That's
a
what I
lot
was
of
gonna
history.
say. I think he might go
That's
to
the
Mercedes,
only reason I'd see
especially
him
now that
leave.
Lewis Hamilton's not there.
Yeah, Ferrari or Mercedes teams with a lot of history and a lot of like standards and like like when you step in, obviously Red Bull is very good and they've been very good for the last couple of seasons, but there's aura stepping into the Mercedes paddock or stepping into
That's what I was
the
gonna say.
Ferrari paddock.
So I'm gonna say 2026 he goes to Mercedes.
Oh, you're saying he's leaving?
Yeah, in 2026
Oh.
I'd say go. I'd say that it's a possible since obviously Lewis Hamilton's no longer with Mercedes, so he could take over as like the face of that.
Yeah.
And go to a team with more aura.
Yeah.
It's all about the aura. So thank you, Gianluca, for the support and for the question. Next
sir.
one, Ju.
Merci.
All right, next question comes from Mario Bruin 88. Who wins the Stanley Cup this year?
That's a good question. It's
It's
really
not as
it's the
easy-
hardest trophy
it's
to win.
not- It's
in
not
sports.
as easy as you think it is to answer that question. But I'm going to give a simple answer, and I'm just going to go with the Florida Panthers going back to back. I think they pull through again. I think they have everything it needs. I think they're the most complete team in the NHL. Although they didn't win the President's Trophy, although they didn't finish highest in within all their divisions and stuff like that, and within the Eastern Conference, I still think that the Florida Panthers take it and will prevail as double champs back to back.
I'm torn between the Oilers and the Avalanche.
Oh, that's a good shout too. The Oilers are a good shout, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Oilers. I hope a Canadian team finally wins the Stanley Cup.
Hopefully McDavid picks it up, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, they came up short last year, so I think the Oilers get redemption. Maybe they're not gonna play the Panthers in the final, but I'm gonna go with the Edmonton Oilers. Connor McDavid finally wins the Stanley
shout out
Cup.
Connor McDavid,
Yeah, he's an amazing player. So I'm gonna go
Canadian.
Oilers.
Last question.
Yes, sir.
From Will. I did not write this right.
Lafare?
Okay,
Yeah, that's my boy.
Demidov. Over under 52.5 points next season.
I'm gonna say.
I know
over.
what your answer is gonna be.
I'm gonna say over, but fuck that kid. Don't not my friend, but Demidov. I don't like it, bro. No, because he's hot, bro. It's okay. You look at me like as if.
Oh, I thought you were gonna pick
Every-
the under. I thought you were gonna pick the
No,
under.
I'm gonna say over, but screw him. So over 52.5 points. Shout out Will as well. That guy always supports us. So shout out Will. But yeah,
A
no,
lot of
over,
supporters. I love it.
Over 52.5 points. Yeah.
I'm gonna say the same thing. The reception of him tonight was, as of
Yeah,
recording
2
this,
points
was
off his first night. It's
amazing. Was amazing. I think he's gonna cook. And wish the best for Demidov. I'm gonna go over 52.5
He's
points.
gonna be. I think it's cool because it's like as one, like the way I look at it is like one Russian exiting the NHL at the top of his career, having accomplished everything he's wanted to accomplish, and you see this like other Russian stud come in. So it's like pretty cool.
20 years apart too.
Yeah. So hey, hopefully he retakes. It'd be cool. Like listen, I'm not a Habs fan, but it'd be cool to rehab somebody like Ovechkin in the NHL.
Yeah. For
like a flair, that flair in that award.
yeah, you see it when he comes on.
Yeah.
Good kid. All right, so that's the end of our Q&A.
Oh, that was the end of the questions.
Yeah, that was our last
Perfect.
question.
Right. I'm gonna wrap it up, guys.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up, but
Yeah.
thank you once again to our supporting sponsors who are Fana, Shop Sante, and Salvatore. Be on the lookout for the giveaways for Salvatore Pizza.
Yeah. Be on the
obviously-
lookout for more big content, guys.
Obviously, you
forget
don't
about the
see it
bonus
as well, but RC Sports. Yeah, no, you can't see it well. But RC Sports Talk on all our social handles: Instagram, TikTok, Threads. Not
I forgot to
exactly
say at the
that on
beginning, but
Twitter.
yeah, they know.
Huh?
I didn't mention at the beginning, but yeah.
Yeah,
they
no,
know.
but that's
you guys know.
But on Twitter, on Twitter it's not the same. But anyway, we repeat it every podcast. But you can check out all our clips, check out podcast updates, set updates, anything you want. And also, the people on the Instagram, I beg you, not I beg you, because that's crazy. But I hope you guys join our Telegram because often we put updates in there and keep you guys informed. So
Yeah, because join the broadcast channel just solely because.
I said Telegram, but our
Yeah, no,
broadcast,
but I know what you meant.
Yeah.
But the broadcast channel, like he said, sometimes you get. Well, first of all, when you're on the
Inside
broadcast
scoops.
channel, you get the inside scoop, and if there's any other announcement, you're the first one to know
And
about it.
they also get better chances at the giveaways.
Yeah, they get better. You guys get better chances at giveaways, and like I said, on top of that being an amazing perk, and it's free to join. You know, we're not charging anything for you guys to join. You're the first one to know about things when they come out, or at all, because sometimes you only let our broadcast members know.
Exactly.
So guys, check us out everywhere, and if you're on Instagram, join the broadcast channel. But yeah, again, thank you to our sponsors.
Yes, and I had something else.
Oh.
Just a quick thing, a quick story that I read today actually on TikTok. I forgot to bring this up in the soccer segment. I just want to bring it up before we end the
I have
podcast.
no idea what this is.
No. It has nothing to do with anything. But I had this in store. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna extend the podcast just a little because I had this story and it was quite interesting. So this man, I don't know if you know who he is, Jean-Pierre Adams. So I can end this podcast.
Southampton guy.
No, not South. No. He's old, but French guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end this podcast off with this story. It's like a cool note. Anyway, in the 1970s, Jean-Pierre Adams was one of the brightest defenders in French football. He played for PSG, Nice, and the national team.
Okay.
In 1982, he checked in for a simple knee operations. This was when his career was dwindling down, but a mistake during anesthesia left him in a coma, one he would never wake up from. He stayed in that state for 39 years too, and he passed away in 2021 with his wife by his side all the time. So that was like a crazy story that I heard, like how a doctor and that person that gave the incision, apparently, not the incision, but the shot, the anesthesia shot, was only banned from doing anesthesia shots for only a month in their field. Sorry, guys. Listen, it means you can fuck up somebody else's life and just be banned for a month and get back to it.
Wow, rest in peace. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
That's crazy.
And
story,
respect to the wife.
I forgot to bring it up during the podcast, but I was like,
no, but respect to his wife for sticking by his side.
Yeah.
That's such a sad story.
So capping the podcast off with that sad
On
story.
a horrible note.
But so check us out on Friday. We're gonna have another episode dropping.
Yeah,
a little
guys,
mini,
you're getting a bonus episode.
Yeah.
Episode 5.5.
it's like a half chub, but like exactly.
Yeah. And guys, stay tuned. We're gonna have our fully renovated set on Thursday's recording. We're gonna post that Friday. We're gonna have guests coming on.
Yep.
Not that episode, but the week
We
after.
were figuring it out. That's why it took
We're
some
figuring it out. And guys, you're gonna see more sponsors, more content. We have so much planned for you guys, and we're just glad to be back.
time. So thank you for always supporting.
And don't forget to use code RC10 at checkout to get 10% off your order when you order online at Shop Sante. Shout out Shop Sante, Fana, and Salvatore.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna
and
end it
we'll
off
see
here.
each other later this week.
Ciao.
Ciao.